So, operator selections for game number 1 underway. Not surprising to see Blackbeard coming out of Playing Ducks. It was surprising to see Continuum not pick it in their earlier rounds, but the European team's definitely favoring that over those handheld Recruit Shields or Blitzes.
Yeah, it was interesting when we saw a Recruit Shield from Continuum instead of, for example, a Blackbeard. I feel like that would have been a little bit more beneficial for them on Clubhouse. But yeah, like you said, we're seeing Blackbeard here now, and it makes a lot of sense. It's kind of also interesting that we are seeing a Sledge instead of a Buck again.
Yeah, so we'll see what it is they choose to do that. They do have the Capitao in here as well, though, so they've got those double sets of grenades all the same.
Yeah.
Last time we saw Sisu using the Ash to make holes around Kitchen and go for that Kitchen breach, but the other reason we've seen this, they may not touch Kitchen at all. That's why they might not want the Buck.
We'll find out.
Yeah, we'll look as they set it up. Meanwhile, the setup for Most Wanted, they are reinforcing and putting a little bit of attention towards that tunnel. Nothing too surprising out of North America from here. Slash.
What I'm really interested to see is how Playing Ducks attacks. So, like, are they gonna go? Are they gonna open up the blue drop and the moto drop, or are they gonna open up the blue drop and the construction wall? I'm not sure.
I was expecting Slash to make a crawl hole through there, something they can get in from Church to blue.
That's for the drop, I think, is what he made.
Yeah, he can see it through the drop now. They don't want to be able to rotate into it, and have to go back and forth, but they can still see it, they can still fire into it. So we'll see how they use that exactly in a couple of moments.
Yep.
As Playing Ducks have all spawned in, and are now just droning the extremities, checking the upper floors of this map are clear. Would be surprising to find roamers. It's very rare people do it. This is a 5-man basement defense hold, but with this much on the line in round number 1, you've got to be doubly sure.
You know, against with Continuum and Sisu, we saw earlier that both teams actually got kind of aggressive on their first basement defense. So maybe we'll see a little bit of that.
I mean, there you go. Slash is up on the staircase, far further up the stairs than anyone's usually plays.
Yeah, I mean, you could say that's not really aggressive because it's just he's standing on the stairs, but that is actually incredibly so.
Like, you might think aggression is spawn peeking. You might
No,
think it's
on
here
this
and lounge,
spawn?
but no, on this map, just being that far up the staircase is aggressive.
Yeah.
And, well, he's already taken out 2 drones that were heading his way. A third one goes down. He kills that one off as well.
He has to be careful he doesn't get isolated if he tries to retreat down the stairs.
He already has. Look, he's been taking damage through the floor.
So now he's stuck there.
And he is stuck in that spot. He has a shotgun, so that's going to help. But Jarvis has already been taken out elsewhere. That's the Jaeger Gonzo. Running pick that up as the Blackbeard kill down towards blue.
No.
And there it is. Grenades down the stairs. Down Slash and LMs will clean him up nice and easy. Playing Ducks are off to a great start.
This is not what you want to see on a basement defense for Clubhouse for Most Wanted. They're getting incredibly aggressive, getting themselves picked off, and now it's a 3v5. And you know, operators like Blackbeards, they're still alive. Capitao still has all his utility. I think I saw a fire arrow maybe, but all the same.
So, late impact nades used here towards blue, now that they know Blackbeard's coming. So K9 has an angle in towards him now, but he's firing onto the shield. Does pick up the kill. K9 sticks around, takes 0 damage himself, and Zoronic will fall. So the blue control is happily back into Most Wanted's hand. Now though, Panix is up top. He did drone a little bit for the Blackbeard, so knows what to expect down there, but is toying with the...
That was a nice nade.
First, yeah.
He
cooks it just long enough that it blows up before it goes into the ADS and still damages the barbed wire he needed it to. Then we'll drone again. Enemy checks that one inside Church. He's dropped in through bar and knows they're waiting for him. Snake, though, cautious. He's not going to peek on out. Grenade comes around, bounces straight off the refrigerator, but it does take out the barbed wire. Another one drop on down here now. We've got 2 people in the bar drop. LM's going to peek around, but Snake's there with the shotgun and shuts him straight out. There's the drop from Panix into blue, and he's going to fire onto the backside, and Snake peeks on out. Does take a bit of damage, but another shotgun kill for ease. He's in there himself, but he's taken out from the dropper now as Meepy falls on through. But just like that, the numbers are back into favor for the defensive Most Wanted side. And round number 1 is in the book.
A straight 3v5 for Most Wanted. That was very impressive. The attackers got the early picks on, to be completely honest with you, the players who were exposed unnecessarily. But I think that put Playing Ducks in a little bit of a false sense of safe, you know, like, well, we can win this round no matter what we do. It's 3v5. No. You know, a great hold on the moto drop there from Snake, and Avian picking up the kills in the background there. And, of course, K9 denying Blackbeard. That was, first of all, very impressive. He was denying Blackbeard from a common angle when you'd expect Blackbeard to win that engagement, but no. And, yeah, it just came down to a great solid core hold.
Yeah, as soon as Blackbeard fell, Playing Ducks' attack was a little bit shaken, and to be fair, they didn't do anything crazy new. Everything they did there was standard. They went blue, they went bar dropper, they went front stairs. It was what everyone expected to see from anyone on the attack here, and I mean that.
It seems like they're both kind of doing that. there's not a whole lot of craziness coming out here. What I except for maybe, just maybe, a recruit from Avian on attack. Are we seeing exactly what Continuum just showed us last I guess matchup?
It's a real possibility, but they've brought themselves Buck and Sledge again themselves.
I think I prefer their lineup.
Would prefer. I mean, I preferred Capitao instead of the Sledge.
Maybe, yeah.
Buck and Sledge do the same job.
But Capitao, yeah, he brings a lot of utility.
Brings a lot of extra stuff to the table. So, I mean, they may have something up the sleeve. We'll wait and see what it is. But
I'm sure they have a plan.
Yeah, but we'll see. Those fire arrows, the smoke arrows, like, they bring immense utility to the table. So we'll see where they put Snake.
And it looks like we're going to be seeing the same exact attack from Most Wanted that we saw from Continuum.
Look how many Playing Ducks members are in this tunnel, though. Or at least close by.
They're trying to
is
direct
deep within
counter
it. They are not ignoring the construction.
Yeah, no.
So
this is going to be dangerous.
Yeah, it is. The drones are droning the rest of the building while this is going off. So Avian now has his entryway. Zeronic had to fall back, but there you go. Enemies and LMs are in this tunnel. Enemy right up close with that shotgun Valkyrie again.
Avian's not risking it though, so that's good.
And well, Playing Ducks are ready for this. That's what this shows already. They knew this push was going to come this way. They knew this is something that North America like to do, and they are dug in for it. LM's keeping attention. The C4 comes out, will go off and take Avian low, but not too serious.
He's still going to die if he gets shot in the hand enough times.
Yeah. LM's with the long cover.
Ooh!
Nice cover from Snake
That
over the
was
top
crazy.
of the shield. Takes enemy's head clean off as he tries to run out. Avian! Was that hipfire?
That was hipfire.
That had to be hipfire.
Yeah, no, I've gotten hipfire headshot from shield a lot lately.
That's gonna hurt
Yeah.
a lot. Snake still firing here over the top of Avian's head through the pixel gap. Zeronic is trying to fire back this way, but it allows Snake to get past him. Another grenade comes out, throws it to the far end of the room, goes right near Meepy, who does dodge away from it without any serious harm. But the pressure is mounting. Snake throws another one. It again won't hit Meepy, but the smokes are coming through. Zeronic finally gets a trade back onto Slash. That's the thermite gone. Now we're looking for a nade coming out from the shield. It also heads towards Meepy, but again gets taken out by a trophy system. It's looking for more hip fire shots, and Zeronic has gone aggressively up top here. Actually, you can see he's about to get pushed onto Ash, but will get the kill. So Jarvis is down. The late roam from Zeronic could be the saving grace here as they're back to a 3v3. Still a minute on the clock. 2 people from the attacking team locked in this tunnel by Meepy in his smoke. Takes a couple more shots from the hipfire. Buck is inside kitchen. Zeronic is heading in that direction. He's trying to fire down through this floor towards gold, and well, K9 backs away at the right moment to the tunnel. There goes Avian, taken out by the smoke grenade from Meepy. Goes deep enough within the tunnel to get that job done. And now the 2 remaining attackers for Most Wanted are left out there. Zeronic pushes through kitchen a bit too aggressively, and K9 is ready for the peek and takes him down. Heads back towards Snake now, who's just droned on inside to find Meepy. So pushes through the smoke grenade, gets on in, misses the shot. Meepy stands up, does get the kill, and that's the diffuser down as well. Meepy has done massive amounts of work here to keep Playing Ducks in this round. He's not got a whole lot of health left, but neither does K9, and K9 does still have to find and deal with Panix's castle. Meepy tapped right at the back of the room, same as he has been all game, but now there's no grenades to deal with him. Now there's a Valk camera that can tell him when K9 comes in, and K9 has to go for the diffuser, but Meepy gets impatient, stands up, does a lot of damage, but Panix cleans up. And the round is in the book for Playing Ducks.
You know, to be honest, that round was saved by the trophy systems. They caught, I think, 3 grenades that were meant for Meepy, who was then allowed to completely stop the construction take. And since there was no pressure coming in from blue, there was nothing really to counter that.
Still kind of recovering from Avian's hit by a headshot on LM.
You know, it happens a lot now. It's like it's a common occurrence.
Yes, it does happen a lot, but I mean, he did that as a recruit. He had no laser on it.
Yeah.
That was just raw.
I think it's something to do with shields. I'm not
fire.
sure.
Yeah, something to do with shields. So up into the bar goes Most Wanted. This is the way this map goes. We're used to everyone winning defense, then everyone wins attack of the bar, then everyone wins defense of the basement.
Yeah.
That's the rotation. What we saw from Sisu was finally winning a basement attack, and that switched things up and mixed it around and helped them take the victory home. Who's going to be the first one to do that here? Or, alternatively, who's going to be the first one to win a bar defense and mix up that formula?
Right. Looks like Snake needs a little AFK.
Doing his thing with Ush's team are reinforcing in and around the strip club. This is one of those things that, while this bomb site is very much cut and paste for a lot of teams, the biggest change is, do you hold inside strip or do you hold the pool table itself?
I think Most Wanted is, they prefer to hold inside strip because you can also get an angle from inside strip straight outside that stock door. So it can be a dual site hold from just one location. Oh, that's a nice nade.
Camera from Slash.
Something we haven't seen before.
Very nicely placed. See if it lasts at all. Heads on over to make a hold to construction and doesn't quite get that camera out that one. Now has to rethink and reposition back to safety there as could be pushed fast. Jarvis. Interesting trophy system. So that he can stay on the stairs and cannot be grenaded from above, but he also has Snake up there as a canary in many ways to help cover him and give him an early warning if someone
very flexible on defense bar. Very spread out.
You say that, but yeah, this is also very heavily B. Look at that. They've got Jaeger up there, the Valkyrie.
And they're not holding strip anymore.
Yeah, they're not holding strip at all, and that's where everyone playing Dux is coming from. So it is going to be, how do you get back across to this A site? How do you get back across to the pool table when the playing Dux push comes? Interesting spot from Blackbeard here. He's normally obviously inside the strip club firing through the thermo wall, but they haven't opened it up yet, which is why he's here instead.
They've still got 2 minutes left on the round, so plenty of time to take this nice and slow.
Enemy sees the reinforcements upstairs and is now watching that window, making sure no one could leap out across from up there. Sees here's Snake down inside, gets a nice wall bang. He saw the hole in the wall, took a guess at where he's going to be. And it's a big kill, taking out Smoke as well. We saw how great Smoke can be in this spot. Boonsey in the last round, helping win that final 2v1 on that bar spot. Smoke charges all down and gone. Slash now in the side by the bomb site. Does get drones on it, can't quite kill him. Slash has to stand on up, does take him down and finish him off this time around without taking too much serious damage himself. 3v5 now, and here comes the rotate. Jarvis is now over where Slash was himself. K9 gets a good kill onto Panic, firing across from inside the bar, but the plant has gone down. Up onto the table goes Jarvis, leaps on and across, but Meepy's got outside. Ash is in the corner. Meepy comes around and gets the kill, takes down Jarvis. There's no one in the diffuser anymore. Avian upstairs in the gym, drops down through the trapdoor, but he's got no teammates left, and it's an easy kill for Alems. He tries to jump on outside. Playing Dux successfully attack the bar.
That was understandable, honestly, that loss there on bar. We expect to see the attackers win that attack, and we did see Most Wanted. They were mostly stacked around defending a stock take, which I'm sure they were expecting, but instead were faced by a strip take onto pool table.
Upstairs into the bar go Playing Dux. I think what you saw there on your screens was the admins mentioning something about a timeout.
Is that so?
But I don't know what's heading down, so we'll see if it goes on through. They've still got a couple of seconds for Most Wanted to pick a few operators on here, but
it looks like
they're off,
some technical issues.
We're going to presume that this game is being paused. So,
attackers need to locate and
as it is, 2 rounds to 1 in favor of Playing Dux. They successfully attacked that bar, which is expected. Everyone successfully held the defense, but now it's a case of, all right, why did Most Wanted stack so heavily towards Stockroom? And how do they adjust that back to being a more versatile defense next time they get up there?
Well, I'm sure they stacked heavily towards Stockroom for the same reason that Playing Dux stacked towards construction dirt, just the tunnel. It's because they saw the team who played Clubhouse earlier today do a stock take, do a Montaigne take, and I'm sure they were interested in countering that. But obviously, Playing Dux, they had their own plans. They went about it in honestly a more something we're more used to, which is a strip club take into pool table, just sort of the plant, and they didn't even have to take above. That's the beautiful thing of it, because there were so many players from Most Wanted on the other side of the map. Normally what you see from attacking teams, they'll take control of Master and they'll move their way down and keep the drop open. They didn't have to do that. They just left Avian up there to do whatever he wanted.
Let's talk of the first round then, the opening round. Playing Dux attacking the basement, Most Wanted playing those slightly more aggressive positions we talked about on the stairs, but getting shut down from it. But then still 3v5ing the defense. Do Playing Dux have to change anything to make that work? If they were doing so well with a standard attack and just need to tweak those last couple of things and make sure they don't get 3v5'd, or is it a bigger problem?
This mistake that Playing Dux made on that attack was they didn't have any pressure from blue. It's the same exact mistake that Most Wanted made on their basement attack. Not enough pressure from blue. They entrusted it to one person, in Playing Dux's case, Blackbeard, and he got picked off by K9. A beautiful pick, by the way, but yeah, he got picked off by K9. And then on Most Wanted's attack, it's the same exact thing. They entrusted it to, I think it was Avian or Slash, I don't recall, but whomever it was. They didn't have it. He died, got picked up by the Jaeger who was roaming in stock, and outside of that, there's no pressure coming into blue. And so you when you go into a construction take, you're implying pincer. And it's the same thing when you do a moto take, you're implying pincer. And the thing that all of those takes pincer off of are, it's blue. You need to have control of blue. If you don't establish control of blue, then your attack is just kind of, it's gonna push. You're gonna try and push in, and you're gonna get shot by the enemies who are holding the angles, which you destabilize by taking blue.
So as players reset and settle back in, Playing Ducks time to defend bar. Playing Ducks are a team that don't like to sit inside strip club. They don't put players inside there. They're willing to let their wall get blown open. They're willing to then just delay the plant from instead and lock people out of that spot. Is that a smart way to play against North America? Is it going to work for them? Are they going to have to focus on the stock take instead? You know, honestly, from Most Wanted, I could expect either or. They could do a stock take. They can do a strip take, but I don't expect them to use a Montaigne in any situation. Even on a stock take, I expect them to just do a normal, take above, take below, and then move your way in with some smokes and plant. That's what I would expect to see from Most Wanted if they do a stock take. But I think they prefer, honestly, to just do a straight-up strip take, the same exact thing that we saw from Playing Ducks. So we'll see how the chooses to defend it, how it goes, whether they lose their smoke so early on. I like the idea from Snake in that last round was to go into garage and was to fire out through there and maybe pick anyone off that was at the pool table window or around by strip club still, but it's so risky to do, and you saw our enemy take him down. They were ready for that kind of play. They were ready for them to jump out up top or someone to be in that area of the map, and enemy with a great wallbang ultimately shut him down for it. Maybe if he'd waited a bit longer, it'd have been timed a bit better. Maybe if he'd have waited the extra couple of seconds while the plant went down, they'd have been a bit more off guard, but we'll never know, and we'll find out what Playing Ducks choose to do in their spot. As you can see, there are some small issues with Most Wanted side. They're still working on that. You see the admins over there on your screen. So we're going to run to a short technical break, get this solved, and come back and continue this game. It's currently 2-1 up for Playing Ducks, but they are moving on to defense of the clubhouse bar when we return. Welcome back then, ladies and gentlemen. Technical problems have been solved. Players are all back in the lobby. We're good to go in just a moment. In case you've forgotten, or in case you just got back, Playing Ducks playing up against Most Wanted, currently on Clubhouse. Playing Ducks are up 2 rounds to 1 right now and are on to defense. They've got to choose the bar. Basement is still locked for them. They just won a successful attack on the bar here, so let's see what they have up their sleeve for defense, or more importantly, what Most Wanted choose to do on attack.
Yeah, and to be honest, we haven't seen anything surprising at all out of these rounds. I mean, people are winning the defense on the basement. They're losing the defense on bar. It's cut and dry Clubhouse.
Okay, apparently issues aren't solved. As soon as the player gets to start selecting operators, Most Wanted vanish. So, we'll see what's going on with that one then. So, yeah, as you saw at the start of the day, before this game even began, we had admins on the stage. They were talking to Snake. They were dealing with audio issues, playing with headphones, playing with settings, and make sure those were working. That is apparently the same issue that's here. It wasn't completely solved. It came up again, and he's working on it. They thought they had it fixed. Apparently not. So we're going to work on it. Okay, for fair, of course, they need to be able to hear what the hell's going on.
Yeah, it's very important.
Yes,
you can
it's
use
a pretty
sound.
big deal in a game like this. Yeah, it is. So we'll help with that and make sure that works out for them. But until then, all we can do is apologize and wait. So we talked a little bit about how the rounds are very standardized.
Yep.
A little bit about how the games are going unsurprising with defense wins on basement, attack wins on bar. But when it comes to the hold of the basement that Most Wanted tried, they did try and do it a bit differently. They tried to have that slightly more aggressive shotgun placement on stairs. Playing Ducks shut it down very, very quickly and easily. How do you run that same setup but adjust it to make it safer?
What Most Wanted were doing? Okay, so I saw what Most Wanted were doing. The reason they had somebody on the stairs was because what they wanted to do was shoot the thermite drop, or thermite charge, on the bar drop before it could detonate. Because if you just peek up a little bit out of those stairs, you shoot through the bar wall, and you shoot through the bar itself, you can destroy that charge. And if you only have one charge as a thermite on attack, it's pretty difficult to lay in any good strat, really. So that was their plan. Obviously, it backfired a little bit. But when it really came down to it, it didn't matter. They had the 3 men they needed in the right places at the right time. They locked down the positions they were holding, and that's all that you really need to do. There's only so many places to hold on a Clubhouse basement defense, and that's why it worked out for them. That's why they got to 3v5 it.
They also run double shotguns, which is pretty rare here on PC these days. They had one on Valkyrie on the stairs.
Yeah.
And then they had one on Smoke inside Church, and that is arguably one of the reasons they won that round. The droppers coming in from Church just got minced up by Snake and his Smoke shotgun.
I mean, I would argue. Okay, so the Valkyrie on the stairs, he's using a shotgun because he wants somebody to rush into stairs, as we've seen teams do before. I would argue the Smoke, on the other hand, he uses it for multiple different reasons. He uses it for site setup. I mean, so does Valkyrie, but primarily Smoke. Site setup, murder holes, rotation holes. That's pretty much what his whole role is, and that's why he uses that shotgun. Also, a lot of teams consider the FMG9 not to be quite as good as. I mean, you got to compare it to its secondary, the SMG11. So what's the point in running 2 SMGs on an operator like Smoke? So it really just came down to, in my opinion, just kind of coincidence. They have the second shotgun, they're trying to hold the stairs, but the first one on Smoke, that's always pretty much going to be there.
Yeah, so while we get this issue solved, we'll probably run to another short break and give them as much time to work in as possible. As we said, it is going on, yes, but we need to keep this as fair as possible. We need to give them the best chance as much as possible. It worked fine for Sisu, so there's clearly something in there that could make it work, but Most Wanted having those issues right now. Playing Ducks are all still back in, they're ready to go, they're raring to go, and we don't want to hold them up as any longer, but we need to keep this fair. So, we will see you again in a short moment, so we will run to another short break and come back in a moment with hopefully 5 working PCs and the rest of this game.
See you in a sec.
Yeah, see you there. Welcome back then, ladies and gentlemen. This computer's been replaced. The issue has been solved. The players are getting back into the lobby. We'll get going again in a moment. So, 2-1 in favor of playing Ducks. They're now going to go on to defense of that bar area. It's a tough defense. It's the hardest one necessarily on this map of the viable Susan sites.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if they can pull it off, if MW is going to be able to win this attack. I expect them to, but we've had a lot of downtime. We've had a lot of waiting, so it's entirely possible that Playing Ducks is going to be able to break from the norm, break from the what we expect on Clubhouse, and throw something new and actually winning the club or the bar defense. If they do, I would predict this map is going to go in their favor.
We'll wait and see. We've talked about how it's all about guessing in some ways, guessing which bomb site's going to be pushed. Is it going to be Stockroom? Is it going to be Strip Club? Because rotating between one and the others is very, very hard to do.
It's a big map.
Sisu actually managed to do it right at the end of their one, but it was very, very close, and it was not really a full rotate back. It was Vapo going downstairs, coming up the staircase by Kitchen, and just wrecking face from on those stairs. He got lucky fighting up against a Blackbeard, and so Boonsy came in and helped save the day just as Blackbeard put his attention down towards Vapo, but he killed so many people from down there early on because there were no smokes coming out for the defending team. No one to lock him off, no one to push him away from that spot. That's a very, very niche win condition zone as well.
And you're right, also in saying that they focused on stock as well. Now, it's most teams, and this is really interesting to me personally, because for me, the default take is to go pool. It seems like the safest option. You have more control as an attacker. But what we've been seeing is a lot of defensive teams, regardless of whether or not the attacking team is attacking stock, they've been setting up to defend stock. And that's kind of counterintuitive almost. And we have seen, like you said, like we saw earlier, Playing Ducks, they attacked pool, and it worked out tremendously well for them because MW was betting on a stock take. And it's such a big site; it sprawls across pretty much the whole map that you can't really, invest any amount of players. Like you can't put 2 players on this end of the map and 3 players on that end of the map. It just doesn't work.
No, it's very, very tough and low on the numbers. And we saw a lot of the reinforcements from MW being used in the Strip Club, despite then putting all their eggs in the basket up the other end. However, now that we're back in, we have the operator selection going through on our screens. Obviously, Playing Ducks up here in the bar in the stockroom, choosing through with their selection. They are going to bring a castle to the table, but more importantly, right now, Most Wanted bringing themselves a Montagne.
Yeah, so that is a Montaigne. You're right, and that is not what I would have expected to see from them. A Montaigne on a... I've seen them do it before. They have done it before, but it's very far few between. I assume they're trying to throw a curveball, but it almost seems like this centerpiece of this event, so I'm not entirely sure that that's going to work out for them. We'll see if Playing Ducks sets themselves up for defending a stock take or sets themselves up for defending a pool take.
I'm intrigued to see where the castle breakers go. There's one there on the pool window, which slows down the attack a little bit and forces them to come up close. They then put a shield from castle in the doorway to lounge from the main entrance, so that covers a prone angle, which actually Boonsy used as Blackbeard in towards lounge when Sisu won their attack, their own Montaigne attack. So that shield stops that angle and lets the person that's inside the bomb site crawl or crouch or prone himself away. Now, whatever that was called as a rehost. Not entirely sure why. We'll have it confirmed, but hopefully a rehost is not such a long issue as what it was before. We'll get an update as soon as we can.
Yep.
But I didn't notice anything glaringly wrong.
No, me neither, but we don't know what the players know. I'm sure there was probably something along the lines of maybe a sound bug again. Seemed like sounds like it was a glitch with the bomb.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll reset it and rate them back in for that one. We did get a glimpse of the Playing Ducks set up though for their defense.
Yeah.
So
they had some interesting things going on, some little niche things like for like you were saying, that shield in the doorway allowing the person who's playing in stock itself to retreat. But I don't know. We'll see how it plays out for them.
Yeah, I mean, Castle Barricade on the pool table window, right? It does lock off their pool table.
Yeah.
It does make it harder for them to attack that from range, and people like to shift it over straight out to one. But yeah, it forces them to come up and sledge it. Now, are you going to capitalize on that? Are you going to C4 when he sledges it? Are you going to shoot him from the lounge doorway? Maybe.
Yeah.
You forced him up there. What do you do with it? Because if you just let him open it up and walk away for free, it's a wasted barricade.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see what they do. Maybe that shield will play into it. Maybe that shield's not just to allow allow them to push into stock, maybe or retreat from stock rather. Maybe it's also to allow somebody to push out, like you said, onto the front door and shoot somebody who's sledging the pool window.
Yeah, I mean, they set up for some kind of defense of that area, right? They had that castle barricade and lounge, the shield and lounge, so they can't be shot from the car park into that area. They were setting up with, I think it was a Jaeger or someone running around in that location. Still a few seconds left before the rehost, but they looked like they were ready to put someone around that doorway. Could have been the person there. It is a very risky peek. It is a very risky step out.
Oh, very.
So many places you could have been shot from. So yes, okay, killing that sledge that's coming up to hit that open would be huge. But it is a huge risk reward at the same time.
You know what we noticed in the previous matchup, Sisu versus Continuum, was the people trying to capitalize on outside peaks or going for the plays didn't work out for them. It was they always ended up getting picked off. We saw Retro, he was playing in the garage, for example, and he got slow peeked by a Blackbeard. And we saw earlier Snake making holes in the garage as well, got picked off from above. So it seems almost like those aggressive plays, even if you're baiting people into it, aren't necessarily going to work for you in a situation like this. We're talking about, you know, the 4 best PC teams in the world. You know, they all know how to deal with spawn peaks.
Yeah, that, and to be fair, all of that aside, the Montaigne, the setup, the attack that was coming from Most Wanted is going towards Stockroom anyway. That castle barricade becomes the null factor.
It's going to be rendered useless.
So yeah, as they load back in again, let's see if we can get this one going for real. They aren't obligated to pick the same bomb site. I mean, technically they still can go basement, but Playing Ducks could go upstairs if they want to go crazy. But more importantly, it's Most Wanted aren't obligated to run the same operators. So if they feel like their Montaigne or whatever is compromised, they didn't have to go it, but they have chose to bring it out all the same.
Yep. Which means we will be, I think, I'm going to guess from Playing Ducks based on that shield alone, and even the castle barricades, that they are going to be stacking towards the B bomb site, towards stock. I expect them to have a good go at defending against that Montaigne. So this is going to be the first time where we see on a bar from these guys, the team who is defending, stacking against the team that is attacking.
Yeah. I mean, there is still a small chance something crazy might come out from Most Wanted. They might be bringing this Montaigne over towards Pool.
That would be interesting.
It would be. I mean, forgive me if I'm wrong, but I believe you can bring Montaigne in the little alleyway between the strip door and the bar and the pool table wall and plant in that little alleyway. So it's a completely tight tunnel if you do get caught with the C4 or something. But I mean, it's a slightly different spot and a slightly different angle to hold.
I think it is possible, but I have actually honestly never seen it happen before.
No.
So if they do something like that,
he is over this side of the map.
It's entirely possible that that's their plan. It's interesting.
I mean,
I think that might be it.
I mean, Kanon's rotating that way, Avian's rotating that. He is rotating over towards.
Maybe just a bad spawn.
So yeah, maybe you've picked the wrong spawn, which is, to be fair, a pretty big mistake when you only have 3 minutes to play with. It's taking him a minute just to run to that side of the map. He hasn't been able to drone, he hasn't been able to help out, so if that was a mistake, it's a pretty big mistake.
And
right
it
here.
seems like it was.
Yep.
And oh, that was a bigger mistake. That's a lot of utility gone.
Yeah,
Fat finger on accident.
I mean,
seems like
for a reason.
Seems like something's getting to their heads here. Probably the delays. I would imagine it's getting to them.
Yeah. Either way, that grenade went in and is immediately taken out by a trophy system, so also useless. Avian takes a couple of shots to the shield and doesn't worry too much about it, but Slash has now joined him and is finally droning. This shield here towards Lounge is given a nice small pixel peek, but Kanon is watching it and is ready for anyone that might stick their head into that. Playing Ducks, though, leaving it largely uncontested at the moment. They've got holes all the way through the wall there, the projector wall in towards B and from the stage. So they can fire through and look into that, and they've got enemy in here with that Spaz 12. And Lems picks up the first kill onto Jarvis. That's the Ashdown. He was the Monk Construction. He was trying to look across that angle, so that's a big line of fire that now Most Wanted don't have, that now that Playing Ducks can ignore. Slash teases his way in through the doorways, trying to get enemy to peek around. Enemy does come on out, has still got that C4 in hand.
I'm surprised he hasn't used it yet.
Slash can't escape the Blackbeard's behind here too, and I mean, why waste the C4 early if it could get dodged out, if it could go wrong? Wait for him to come in, away from the plant, you would get double and nothing else.
Yeah.
Snake, though, picks up 1 kill onto LMs as he is now inside Lounge and was firing in underneath this castle barricade towards where the stage sat, towards where that Rook was. He just about misses Panic's head there too as well.
There's still someone in cache though. I don't think he's aware.
He may not be aware. He is cautious of what might be coming up underneath him. Avian there is taking a bit of damage too, is being shot through from Bar. Panix is now looking to come around towards the Lounge shield. Snake edges out cautiously, but ducks away back in. Enemy still up close. Here is the push in. Slash comes up. Blackbeard behind him. Enemy comes around and does get the Blackbeard first, then takes the shield out with a bit of help from Panic. And they do flank around from behind as well. Panic picks up on the shield as Snake tries to push forward and shuts him down. Meepy with the final kill on the shotgun, and a beautiful hold from Playing Ducks.
Yeah, that was, well, like I said, that was the first round that we've seen a team stack up on their defense on this particular map. For these guys, for this matchup, it's the first time we've seen them stack up against where the take is actually coming from. So it was, it was good to see, and obviously it worked out in their favor. Now, one thing that concerns me is that they were doing Montaigne take, right? What did CC do? They went underneath. What do most teams do? They take above. MW didn't either. They didn't take above, they didn't go underneath, they just kind of sat themselves outside and they got picked off. They tried to move in through garage without clearing cache, so the last kill there was a flank. It's a little disconcerting to see. It seems almost sloppy.
Yeah, they didn't seem to have put anywhere near as much prep into their Montaigne strat as we saw Sisu try earlier on, so we'll see if they try it again later. That's the beauty of doing it there, though. It's their first attempt, it's their first attack. There's still plenty of rounds here to go. And, well, providing they don't lose the next 2 on the trot, then they'll have another chance again. Or they can go back to something a bit more standard.
5 seconds left.
Right. Good old-fashioned C4 under the floor here for Slash, waiting. He's got a camera up top that will give information. And we'll see if he can time that right with anyone coming in that way. Enemy though droning through, and of course these drones have to be stopped. They can spot that C4 if they get to the bottom of the stairs and do look up. So we'll see if they do anything to try and stop those or if they play far enough back. Slash though also has that shotgun again too, so we'll see how aggressive he chooses to play as Valkyrie, because last time he was on that front staircase and, well, was just grenaded out.
Drone activated.
Well, they're being very cautious on this attack, obviously trying to drone at every little nook and cranny. And if they catch the fact that there is a C4 in that hallway, it's going to be rendered useless. And it could have been used better elsewhere, if that's the case. Something like denying them kitchen drop, for example.
Yeah, that would be nice. So, Adjourn's sitting here down the staircase. Zeronic is dropped in towards blue, which he did a bit of work from last time, but was then shut down beautifully by K9.
Yeah.
So we'll see if he can win that fight this time over. They've blown the blue dropper. Now they're doing the bar dropper. BP rotated there. And there's the C4. Enemy gone. Sledge taken out. Slash picks it up. But he hadn't used any grenades, he hadn't used any utility. So, okay, it's not the highest value target, but Thermite's already used his charges, and Sledge had some utility left, which is now gone.
Anyone else on the team besides maybe Ash probably would have been a better pick, but hey, it's still a pick. For free, basically.
So, 3 people in Church, Jarvis on cameras, Avian watching towards blue, Slash getting ready for anyone that might drop from bar. Snake making a couple of holes in towards the corridor for K9 to use if anyone pushes that way, but then sitting there close to the end of the tunnel himself, being able to rotate to blue or into Church, or just cover the corridor should he need it.
Now this is interesting, what we're seeing from Playing Ducks here. We talk about them as the team who invents the new stuff, but they're doing a standard Season 2 take on Basement. They're pincering from Moto and Blue, and there's not a whole lot of variation here at all.
Snake is right behind Meepy's crosshairs, but Meepy cannot see him, he cannot tell. Doesn't have the beautiful silhouettes we do. Just waiting for anyone that might reveal themselves. Checking for cameras, nothing quite above him yet. Sitting here with a laser on his thermo weapon too, as the push is going to start to come in from blue. Zeronic has got to dodge away from his own team's fire and smoke at the moment, but has got himself deep within blue without going to K9 this time. And now manages to take out Slash, who was pushing and covering the bar dropper. That's going to allow them to drop on in. LMs though goes down to K9 before Meepy will trade out Jarvis. Slash is now right up close, and Snake, sorry, right up close to Panics, and he will win that fight with the shotgun in hand again. It's back to a 2v2, but Zeronic has almost no health whatsoever. Meepy's pretty low himself, and they have the diffuser dropped inside blue. K9 is right up and healthy. Snake very much too. K9 comes around the corner. Meepy sees him, dodges the bullets, then switches towards blue. Pushes on in, ducks behind the edges. Does see him, but falls down to the revolver. K9 finishes Meepy off for a defense win and level it out. Almost 3 rounds to 2.
Nice shooting by K9 there. Yeah, no, see what happened there is they were trying to, they just did a basic take. They opened up the Moto drop and they opened up the blue drop, and they dropped down. They got caught in the lines of fire that you would expect to be established by a defending team, and they had no way of countering it. They didn't invest anything. They didn't try opening up kitchen and grenading from inside kitchen to behind the bomb and B, or anything new. There was no way of picking off the defenders besides just, let's go in right now. Yay. And it didn't work out.
Flying Ducks still have that lead now. They have that buffer thanks to successfully holding the bar, and now they get to hold this basement. So far, it's still sticking as defense win across the board, and if they can grab this one again, they'll be on map point. Upstairs, reinforcing the trapdoors, nothing crazy or surprising there. They've also done the construction tunnel. We'll see how heavily they invest their defense towards that tunnel this time around, because there's no shield from Most Wanted on this attack.
Yeah, and like you said, there's a lot of pressure on Most Wanted right now to not allow it to fall into match point. And we saw a successful bar defense from Playing Ducks. Maybe we'll see a successful basement attack from Most Wanted. That first attack we saw from them onto the basement was extremely close. They put a lot of work in, they did a good job. But in the end...
And a lot of luck.
Yeah, a lot of luck. But also in the end, it was lucky for Playing Ducks. They got countered by the trophy systems, which are now in the tunnel. Yeah. So we'll see if that plays a factor in the round to come.
They put enemy in there with LMs just all over again, holding that tunnel firm. The chance of a lucky hipfire is not there this time, but they will have to be aware of Avian's Blackbeard instead. Is he going to go blue or is he going to go construction? We'll wait and see. It's not as easy for Snake to sit behind him and fire past him, but I mean, it's easy to fire past. It's not as safe. That's what I'm looking for. He is instead coming straight in through the bar and down the front staircase.
Yep. Only 1 minute used from the attacking team. Didn't waste a whole lot of time here. That's really good to see about proficient droning.
Droning right at the end of the corridor has heard it break and is tentatively peeking on out. Sees that it's Blackbeard and goes into hiding now that Avian moves his crosshairs across to that side. Flicks to the door. That doesn't touch anyone. The shots come rattling past. He tries to punch the door open a little bit more. He's lucky none hit him. Meanwhile, the rest of his team is still playing slowly upstairs, droning and checking the rest of the area, looking for their thermite charges and cleaning things out. So he is very, very exposed at the moment and solo, but it's Blackbeard, so he's feeling confident. Ash charge inside kitchen then gives him an angle to where Panics are peeking that doorway.
That's going to be a grenade down into A bomb.
Actually, just
I think so.
From it. Yeah, normally it is, and Sledge was there, but he just ran away from that spot.
I think he's trying to get rid of barbed wire, possibly. Or yeah, he's trying to get rid of the... Yeah, he's going to get rid of that door, and then... Oh.
Not.
Or not. Yeah.
Doesn't land the grenade in quite the right spot.
Huh. It looked like it was the right spot.
I think it bounced off. I don't think he cooked it quite enough.
Sure,
but either way, it's not dead.
Yep.
So they have to rethink that. He's now going to go back up, and now Thermite is looking down through that hole to the A-bomb. Now Sledge is going to join him with that grenade in hand. There he goes.
Grenade.
And down goes
him.
Panics.
Yeah.
They won't know this just about yet, and he maybe get revived quickly after.
Well, you got to figure they expect it. That's the whole reason they're doing it.
That's why they're doing it. They're expecting to have touched someone, so they'll figure there's a low health player in A if that goes into their factors or not. But they get the castle barricade, the castle thermite barricade, opened up in towards Church. They have a great angle there now. That's why Avian's in the staircase, because it's him that's going to be firing through that gap, him that's going to be covering the diffuser, and it's very hard to shake a Blackbeard when he's on that angle. Smoke grenades going off in towards Memorial. Jarvis cannot push through there because of it. 25 seconds on the clock. Panics, gets the kill onto Slash, so that's the Thermite and the diffuser down before the plant. Zeronic takes out Avian. There's the Blackbeard gone. That's big. Snake cannot make a push in. He's stuck in by pipes. Jarvis finally gets a kill. It's onto Meepy, but there's Zeronic inside blue getting another kill before Jarvis trades him back. Panics takes out K9 in the stairwell, but LMs are sitting firm inside Church. Rotates over from Armory and gets the final kill of the round onto the last remaining attacker.
Hey, remember when I called Playing Ducks attack old? Yeah, that was even older. That was a season 1 take. Open up Church wall. I haven't seen that in a long while. I mean, obviously, you've got a repertoire. You got things that you can pull from. You can do a Church take. You try to open up that wall from Moto Drop. You can do a Moto Drop / Blue Drop and try to do a pincer. Or you can open up the tunnel and Blue Drop and try to do a pincer that way. And that's what they did first round. I would have loved to see them do that again. It came so close to working fantastically for them. The only place they fell short in were the nades. They failed to get Meepy, and that's why they lost that round. That round they lost because all they were doing was going through 2 different lanes, and that's why. And again, they didn't have anyone in blue. They didn't have anyone to destabilize the people who were holding those lanes. So all the defenders had to do was just pre-aim and shoot as soon as they see somebody.
Oh. It all comes down to this. We've just talked about how hard it is to defend this site. How Playing Ducks, having done it once, is what has put them in the strong game point they're on.
Yeah, it'd be like what, 3-3 right now?
It would, yeah, it'd be 3-3 if they had not won that defense as expected. But now, Most Wanted have got to hold.
Oops.
They've got to hold this site to keep themselves in this game, and that camera went way too high.
Oopsie.
Doesn't show what Slash needs it to. So, holes being made in towards tunnel from LMs, and just waiting and watching for anyone that might come that way, might push aggressively as they drone through the rest of the sites. Last time around, Most Wanted stacked very heavily towards the B bomb site for their defense. This time they're far more evenly spread. They do have those 2 players in Strip Club that we expected out of the first round.
Snakes playing above in Cash and also Garage. Got a lot of options here, made a lot of rotation holes. This is going to make him a very dangerous threat. I'm not so sure about Smoke being the person in this position. I understand he needs to make the holes and the round is going to have started, so it needs to be someone who's playing there, but could pick something, maybe like Pulse with a shotgun would have been a little bit better there. Smoke is a player better suited to holding pool table.
The only thing I see is that, I mean, look what he did last time, right? He did that same spot, he used the shotgun to make the holes, then he goes into Garage and tries to use the SMG-11 to get the long-range kills. Pulse with the shotgun couldn't do that.
I understand that, but it didn't work out
Oh yeah,
for
I
him.
understand that. I don't say I agree with it. I'm just understanding why they've chosen Smoke.
Yeah.
Don't necessarily think it's good.
Uh-oh, Jarvis.
LM's in the stairs. Oh, he misses the shots. Jarvis gets away with his life. That's a big screw up. Playing Ducks, not going to be happy with that. But LM's has already got upstairs and did make holes in and above Gym. They've got sights down towards Bar now, and they're starting to pressure onto the Strip Club.
And Most Wanted is playing in Strip Club this time, instead of all the way over on the other side.
So Smoke Grenade goes over the top to try and scare away and shove off the Bandit. He is already fallen back, but his batteries are pre-placed, so he doesn't have to worry too much about juggling it. And well, Playing Ducks are trying to find themselves some openings. Doors and windows being shot open. LM's trying to pressure him from one side. Jarvis is now inside here with his Bandit teammate, but down he goes to Zeronic's push on Blackbeard. Bandit fallen right back now. Avian gone. LM's pushing from one side. He needs to get out to safety and has... No, he hasn't done so. He came back in. He's tucked in right behind the wall.
I don't think they know.
They don't know. They don't see him. He does stand up and takes down Zyronic. Can he get the second one? LMs can't quite figure out where he is. He's hidden behind the jukebox. He peeks the other way to take down Meepy.
Almost
he will
three.
fall to LMs, but he's taken down 2 big operators, the Thermite and the Blackbeard. Those are huge for this attack.
And there's only 40 seconds.
So this wall's not been reinforced. That actually really helps out Playing Ducks. Despite losing their Thermite, they can still get through with an Ash charge. They do lose Sledge upstairs, but now it is Panics and LMs against the world. LM's going in for the plant, dodges away from a grenade, and just about survives it, but that's given Slash a chance to push forward. Valkyrie is now right up close, and Snake is taking down Panic, so LMs is now against 3 alone, and they are on top of the pool table. K9 finishes him as he pushes forward, and against all odds, Most Wanted do what's needed to hold themselves into this game.
That was an impressive take or impressive hold, and again, it's the second time that we've seen on a Bar defense. The first time we saw the Bar defense lost, it was they were trying to stack against on the other side of the map. The second time it was Playing Ducks, and they stacked the correct side of the map. They went for stock because they expected the Montaigne correctly, and it seems like it's almost down to a guessing game because now. It's MW. They picked the correct site to defend, and it worked out tremendously well for them. So, Bar, maybe a little bit compartmental, either you go here, you go there, and it might work out for you, or it might not.
Well, as you said, Bar now should be attackers win, and while we've seen both teams now hold it once each, it's now onto Playing Ducks to try and hold again to keep themselves in this game. If they lose it, we'll go to overtime. We'll have to reset everything and give them all a fresh start in a best-of-3 decider. Playing Ducks do not want that. They want to win this. Is that enough pressure to throw them off? Are we going to see silly aggression? Are we going to see them play firm? Or, more importantly, are Most Wanted just going to play very standardized, very basic like they did last round? They don't have the Montaigne, but if their attack is as flat and one-dimensional as it was, Playing Ducks had no issue shutting them down last time at all.
I hope to see from them here a pool take. If they decide to go for pool, and it looks like they will, based upon the fact that... I'm sorry, what?
There's no Thermite.
It's entirely possible they could still go for pool, though.
They could, but if that wall's reinforced...
They can still take it through the drop.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, they can't play in strip. I mean,
like, yes, of course they can still go that way, but it's really
It is
hard
really
without-
interesting that they don't have Thermite in the first place. Like, that threw me through. I honestly don't understand it. Even if you're... I guess it must be a stock take. but they could do a strip take without opening up the wall. It'd just be a little bit more dangerous.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh, they come straight through the front door. Slash going hella aggressive, takes down LMs really fast. Zeronic tries to come down for him, but Meepy will be the one to actually trade him out from on the Paul table. So it is a rook for an Ash.
And
they
the wall's
haven't reinforced the wall here from Paul, so maybe that's why they did their research. They realized that's what PDX do, and they didn't need the thermite for it.
We're not really sure where they're attacking, though. They're going all over the place.
I'm not sure they're sure, yeah, either.
Yeah.
Jarvis is rushed in quickly and taking down Meepy now.
What is
that's
this
the
attack?
Paul table. They're picking up very aggressive kills all over the shop right now.
They're surrounding the building.
Jarvis staying in and safe and will now drone towards the strip club and the Paul table himself. Panix is very,
Avian's
very
just going
deep.
in.
Yeah, Avian's in. Snake's got him covered from construction. Panix is super deep in strip club at this point too. And Snake is now pressuring him into enemy. They've got angles on him all sides. Avian's coming in. He's got a shotgun in hand, and Avian wins that fight with ease from inside the actual bar itself. That stockroom is now fully in Most Wanted control. Zeronic comes out and takes down Snake, but as he peeks into Avian, that's a free kill. Jarvis is going to come out behind him afterwards as well. Panix is now alone coming from strip. He does take down Jarvis. He knows Blackbeard's there on his left, so he's ready for the peek, but it won't come. Avian playing firm, but the diffuser is inside the site. Panix has to find both Avian and K9 and then make it count. He doesn't get the kill onto Avian, and just like that, we're into overtime. That round was madness.
Okay, that right there was, or that was Most Wanted going, you know what? Screw strats. We don't need strats. Let's go into the building. Let's let's shoot people. Let's just kind of wing it. And it worked out for them, oddly enough. I honestly, you can't make sense of a round like that. That's just them throwing themselves at the enemy.
So Ash running straight into that front door gives them an easy avenue in towards the bar. She goes in, she takes down LMs afterwards, and just slam that wedge right between the Playing Ducks defense, which will then allow
They kind of allowed it to be.
Blackbeard.
They allowed that wedge to appear, though. Like, they didn't have any way to stop an Ash just walking in through the front door. I mean, what do you expect, right? It was one player, and then everyone else is on either side of the map, underneath, above, what have you, and there's not a lot to stop it.
Yeah, so obviously because of the remakes earlier on, because of whatnot, so we do have to remake again
Yep.
for overtime, so that none of the bomb sites are locked, so that everyone is free to go where they wish, and we will coin flip to see who gets us on which side. So it is currently 4 rounds to 4. Everyone's going to take defense, but
Yep.
this game has already proven that the rules, so to speak, for Clubhouse don't necessarily apply here now. We're not going with defense every time basement.
Yeah.
We're not going with attack win every time upper floors. These teams have things up their sleeve and little ideas that are mixing that curve.
It has been a really strange match. That is for certain. But I don't know. I really can't say. Like, I want to say, okay, whoever wins this coin flip, they're gonna go basement. They're gonna win the first round, which is gonna put them ahead, which is gonna give them a lot of opportunities. But you can't really say that. You can't know. With the way this is playing out, it's crazy. If MW has to attack basement first round, one thing I would say is that I want to see them do their construction blue take instead of their blue moto, or it wasn't even a blue moto, it was just a moto take straight into church.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it almost worked out for them the first round, and then that moto take just didn't at all.
But you got to remember, one of the reasons it almost worked out for them first round was a very lucky hip-fire headshot from that shield.
It almost
Can
seems
you
like it's
rely on
not
that
luck.
again?
It almost seems like it's not luck at all anymore. I've seen it happen so commonly with shields. It almost feels like a mechanic.
All right.
I can't say that, but that's what it feels like.
All right, yeah, but I mean, like, it wasn't so unreliable. It's not so impossible.
Right.
Snake was also there to shoot afterwards, so he could have got the kill.
Yeah, they could use rifles as well.
Yeah, exactly. Like, so even though they know what's going to be waiting for them, even though they killed it, luckily first time around,
I will say that
they can
use a
do the
Blackbeard
same thing they did first time. Use a Blackbeard.
instead of a recruit shield. I understand why you're using a recruit shield. It makes sense, but just use a Blackbeard. You know, he's got a rifle still, and he's
Okay.
still very powerful.
But he's a little bit more exposed in the shield. Part of the
He is
reason
a
they
little
got the
bit more
shield there is
exposed,
because
yeah.
he could just walk around the corner and take the LM's fire to his face, no matter. Blackbeard would have had more time, and more importantly, after LM's went, it's a Blackbeard around the corner, the shotgun could have come around and just blew him away.
You're right, but I've seen the same exact situation happen time and time before, where it's a Blackbeard instead of a shield in there, and they can both work. Don't get me wrong, they can both work.
Oh, yeah.
But I favor the odds of a rifle.
All right. Kix has faith in Blackbeard to get that job done. The players are all back into the fresh lobby now, and we'll be underway with overtime in just a second. Or so I thought, but headset's coming off, so maybe not. We'll find out. So, heading into overtime, as you say, normally this becomes, all right, first team that wins coin flip. Actually, I'd choose attack.
Really?
Well, if you I mean, following the old rule, you defend first, you defend bar. Okay, you win that round. But then your opponents get to defend basement. They win that round. Then you're back on defense again and you're forced into bar. You have to go upstairs.
Right.
And then your attackers win and the attackers just 1-2 in a trot and take out the overtime.
Entirely correct.
But as you say, this has gone all over the place.
It could be
attacker
anything.
win bar is
Yeah.
not there. That was the teams figuring out who's on which side. As you can see, our referees there in the middle of the screen, helping them decide and helping them explain and figure out who is attacking, who is defending, and where they're choosing to go. But the other and the third thing that comes with, of course, it's overtime. You're free to go whether. If you do start defense, why not pick bar first?
Oh, well, if you want to throw a curveball and you want to go attack first instead, and attack their basement and then defend your own basement and then attack again on their bar even if they win. That's smart. But if you're gonna go defense first and you're gonna defend bar, I guess if you can make it work, it's gonna be a curveball. Sure, the other teams gonna have no idea, and their lineup might be a little bit different. Like say they want to do a Montaigne take on the next bar defense, they're not going to be ready for that, They won't have that Montaigne, so they're going to have to figure something out on the fly. So maybe, but that's an extremely far curveball.
Like, exactly. Like, we're digging, scraping the bottom out.
Yeah.
Can't be inside their heads, can't know exactly for sure. So it's all theory, but I mean, there's things can be done. We've said this game has already been pretty crazy. We're already on map 1. We've got Chalet and Canal to come next, depending on results here. So, I mean, there's lots that can be done there, and Chalet's another one of those maps which has a lot of versatility, lot of changes.
Way more than Clubhouse.
Yeah, a lot of different strategies. Like Clubhouse Bar does have a lot of different ways to attack it, different ways to defend it, different ways to play it. Chalet has an entire map.
All of the
bomb sets
sites
all have that kind of versatility.
Yes.
So, if this one you think is crazy, we're looking for even more coming out of Chalet. And as you can see, players are now loaded in and selecting operators once again, and it is Playing Ducks on defense first. They are going down to the basement and looking at that most wanted operator select for attack. They are they're doing exactly what
another
you wanted.
recruit shield on Avian.
But
I wonder how
it
that's gonna
does
work
suggest
out.
they will do the construction.
Yeah.
Even though it's not Blackbeard, they will do the construction for sure. And Snake's not bringing sledge, he's bringing the Capital this time. So Snake's the one that went with
That
the
makes a
recruit
lot of
shield
sense
through the tunnel. It's what we asked for the first round.
Yeah. Remember what we saw on that last attack for the basement? The problem was the way they fell short was that the grenades got caught by the trophy systems. And guess what doesn't get caught by trophy systems? Capital bolts.
Yes.
So obviously
providing he can safely shoot it over the head of the recruit shield,
yeah.
he should be fine and dandy to take out Valkyrie stuck around the corner or Rook stuck around the corner, because enemy and LMs are set up to do a similar thing again as they did before in that tunnel. Last gun of cameras, in she goes. Zeronic is putting those trophy systems down again. He's already placed the barbed wire in there, so that is good coverage and good protection for his teammates in the tunnel. Avian's heading over that way already before Thermite gets there. And yeah, this is same old as far as that defense goes.
A lot of this round is going to be determined on, okay, are the attackers going to falter in the tunnel? Are they going to die to Valkyrie with the shotgun and the C4? Or are they going to be able to get that push all the way through into the site? Are their nades going to work? Most of this round is going to be determined in the tunnel, as it was on this last attack. The last time they did this
That
attack.
was impact grenade hole up here, up top.
For a flank, maybe?
Yeah,
I mean, you can run out onto that balcony and shoot onto
into
construction.
the construction zone. That's what I was thinking.
I think they did that.
I think they
and
did
that's
it
why,
just to scare.
well, I think that's why Avian Shield is a little bit dented, as it would have been a headshot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, possibly so. Didn't see the players up there right now. Everyone is back down in the basement for Playing Ducks. K9 using this buck now inside the kitchen to start making these holes down through. There's a lot of shots rattling onto the shield and onto Avian himself from LMs there as he tries to peek around the corner onto enemy. LMs gives him that cover, and that's why you put the two people in there. That's why you don't just stick the shotgun. Not sure if we've already missed the C4 being used, but the fact this barbed wire is all still alive, I suspect enemy is holding onto that C4. So
they have to do something about the barbed wire.
Yeah.
Only 1 minute 27 left.
Avian is punching it. He's very cautious with enemy peeking over, with LMs firing past as well. He does get that first bit taken out. I don't know if Snake's actually with him this time, because there's no additional fire going over Avian's head. There's no return fire coming this way. LMs is just challenging completely uncontested and just smashing Avian in the face repeatedly. There's a grenade being cooked. Snake is here. Grenade goes forward, taken out by the trophy system. C4 comes out, takes Avian down. Snake does fall back and get out safely. But without that shield up front now, oh, nice
Whoa.
shot into Elems. Elems didn't even need to peek that. Without the shield up front now, enemy's in a great spot with that shotgun in hand. Snake's got to push down through, and as a result, look, he just completely gives it up. He leaves.
Yeah. Now they're going to have to revert to some other strat with only one thermite charge. They've already used it actually on the blue room, so it looks like they're going to probably try and just pressure this Jaeger and then get their way into B or something along.
Zeronic stays safe in there despite the smoke charge above his head, and then both of the Capital bolts either side. He also then kills Slash, who's pushing down that tunnel. So okay, he's used his charges, but Thermite is dead. K9 has rotated around in towards the tunnel, is now coming down in this direction. Zeronic still pinned inside blue. K9's focusing on him, but enemy comes around the corner, shotgun in hand, and does down and finish off K9. Jarvis sprints in through the smoke, but is finished off by Panix, who is already there waiting for him. Now the push from Snake is rotated back towards the tunnel because he's got to pick up the diffuser. Comes on through. The fire's already there for Mipi, and defense win for round one. Playing Ducks take the lead in overtime.
Yeah, and you saw what happened there. They just stalled out on that Valkyrie, rook hold in the tunnel, and they couldn't get anything done. They couldn't push their way, force their way into the site, and they didn't have themselves established in blue either. They laid down their Capital bolts, but they didn't apply any pressure, any physical presence. No actual attackers made their way into blue. And now we're looking at 4-4 into over.
Yeah.
Wait, shouldn't it be 4-5?
It is 4-5.
Yeah.
Just take a minute for it to update because of the remake. So
yeah,
it's 4 rounds to 5 in favor of Playing Ducks. And now they're looking to attack. Their attacking lineup is, again, almost old school.
Yep.
They do have 2 DLC ops in there, but they can play it the same way they did before. We're looking for that old school Season 1, Season 2 push, which everyone has known, everyone has tried. But Playing Ducks are falling back on the tried and true.
Yeah.
Yeah. We also have, of course, need of them to watch out for that C4 through the floor that Slash used last time. As you mentioned, he only took out Sledge. He's not the most valuable operator, but every kill counts, and, well, without those grenades in hand, might have turned the tide of the battle. So we'll see if he can get away with something similar, or if Playing Ducks are going to be ready for it this time.
Now here's what's important. Because they won that basement defense, as you were talking about earlier, now if Most Wanted can win their basement defense, they're going to be put on 5-5 match point, and Playing Ducks will have to defend bar. That's going to be very difficult for them. They've made it work before. They have, and they've also, I think they lost. Yeah, they also have lost. One thing to keep in mind, though, is that Most Wanted, they're not going to be able to do the same thing. When they won that bar, they just kind of rushed in. That's not going to work again. Playing Ducks is going to be prepared for that. So it's going to be difficult. I want to say, because it's a bar defense, it's going to go in the favor of Most Wanted or when they're attacking. But I honestly can't say the way that bar defenses have been going throughout this match.
So Thermite comes straight in, does the blue dropper. Panix is there with him and is droning around a little bit and clearing the area first. He's also sending in players towards the pool table and looking up that end. Drones go down, smoke grenades will go through to take out trophy systems and clean the way for anything to follow. Meepy then heads towards bar, does the bar dropper too. So yeah, everything so far tried and true and trusted for the defense.
Yep.
Last time Zeronic pushed down this tunnel. First round he was taken out very nicely by K9. Second round he got in towards blue and did a lot of damage towards church, took out the shotguns that were covering the bar dropper, but it wasn't quite enough.
And what you could see here, the difference between their last basement attack and this one is that instead of just trying to open up the church wall, or rather, no, that's, no, this is pretty much the same attack.
So, Snake is prone, looking down towards that blue tunnel. Drones go straight on in to church and get taken out immediately. Now he sees 3 people
a lot of
there
people
in
in church. Or sorry, rather an armory. That's a lot of people to put into one basket.
And well, Panix is going to rethink and readjust his position now after seeing all of that. Meepy strafing the corridor, can just be a bit more aggressive now. Panix picks up the kill onto Avian. That's the bandit gone down through the floor. He was just shooting holes, I believe. Trying to get ready to throw grenades through or shoot bolts through, and takes out Bandit.
That's a really nice bolt.
Zeronic is down. Zeronic kills off Snake though. He was low health and gets the kill. Now they're pushing in towards Church. Lem's finished off Slash, who was playing far back and couldn't make the most of his shotgun. This is going to be Playing Ducks pushing heavily in towards Church. 2v5 now. K9 and Jarvis. Panic's peeking up towards Armory. These two players both locked in there, and the plant is down. Playing Ducks are looking to win this map right here, right now. K9 is hoping that Panic's might peek out into him, but he doesn't need to. He can hold this tiny angle, sees the elbow, gets ready for someone to come a bit further around, but K9's deeper in towards those boxes. Enemy staying behind the sofa, doesn't need to get stood up until it's late. Jarvis peeks around the corner, has been down. Now K9 is up close to blue, and Panics gets both kill credits to end map 1. Clubhouse is in the back. Playing Ducks 1-0 up, head this series off with a strong victory.
That was a pretty crazy attack. They cut off the rotation from Most Wanted. They applied their pressure from blue. They had a good pincer going from blue to Moto, and everything went in their favor. There was not a whole lot of counter coming out from Most Wanted. They didn't really have anything in their bag to stop them doing from what they were doing. And because they didn't have control of blue, and that Capital Bolt was there, they couldn't rotate when the attackers decided to go in through Moto, kill the people they had in there. And like we said earlier, they had 3 people in Armory. That's a lot to invest into one room.
Yeah, that, and the one man that was then left alone and was holding Church, Slash, was stuck in behind the little bar inside there. Instead of being up at that refrigerator, instead of being up at the doorway and stopping anyone coming through, which allowed Ash to just sprint on in and had the longest possible range. She was up in the blue corner, he was behind the bar. Nothing the shotgun could have done there. Blackbeard also followed her in. There was no impact from Slash, no impact from that Valkyrie shotgun in that round at all, and that allows the initial plant to go down. So, replays of that game. These are a couple of nice rounds earlier on. This was Snake mincing up the first Playing Ducks attack on this site, which, I mean, that's the way it started, and you'd normally say, okay, well, Playing Ducks adjusted the way they played and started to win in later rounds, but to be fair, they didn't change a whole lot in their attacks.
They changed a little bit, not like you said, not a whole lot. I hadn't seen that Capital Bolt go down throughout the entire match, so that was honestly.
To that point, yeah, that was the first Capital for their attack, and
that was a pretty big factor in them winning that. There's that no scope from Avian.
Even more satisfying to see it from Snake's perspective. You're just sitting behind him, you just see him sitting there.
Boop,
one
he's
flash, headshot.
Yeah.
Nice. But yeah, strong pushes from the end, and once more Panics holding out and looking for this clutch as the last man alive in what was effectively there a 1v1. Great wallbang here from Enemy as he saw that wall get opened up. He sees it from above and was there to watch the flank. Slash, it's ambitious, it's a nice try. You know he's out in the middle of the corridor, but it's Blackbeard. You needed to aim at least a little bit lower. And then, yeah, Avian, again, 1v5 at that point with that successful attack. The Montagne coming in, and again, using it a bit more aggressively than we ever saw Sisu do. They just, same as every other Montagne we saw this season, didn't know how to shake that Valkyrie from that corner. Yeah. The only thing that Sisu did know how to do, to be fair, compared to in difference to what we saw every other team that's tried a Montagne,
they took below.
And that's what allowed Sisu to get the victory with that strat.
Yeah, it was actually really smart, to be honest. When I look at a Montagne take, I think to myself, nah, that's just you're trying to force your way into something and it's easy to counter. But Sisu saw that. They countered the counter to that take, and it was beautiful.
Yeah, nice shots from Zeronic here in towards from blue from Church. And that one's a little bit painful there for LMs, to be fair. I think Jarvis runs straight across the gap like that, but it's all smiles and shines eventually as Zeronic takes Jarvis down here as he rotated in towards Strip. This nearly went horribly wrong, but again, LM stepped up, takes Avian out. See that bullet whip past his head right at the last second, but he'd already lost 2 teammates. He'd already lost the third mate, and he'd lost the Blackbeard. And a great little unscope kill actually there too.
And you have to remember though, even though, you know, Most Wanted did lose on their clubhouse, so did Continuum earlier today. So it's entirely possible. I think we're going to see this go to a third map. If I had to make predictions, this is going to go to a third map. But we'll find out. I think that Most Wanted will win Chalet, and Canal is going to be, again, I favor Most Wanted.
Yeah, this was also, of course, a very close game.
Oh gosh, yeah,
6-4. It's by no means a one-sided affair. I mean, with that shotgun there, still one of the strongest in the game. And Jarvis had the ambition sprinting through that smoke, but you're just so disorientated when you come out the other side of it that even the health you've lost doesn't really matter. Panics was just there, ready and waiting, and yeah, you see that Capital by the door. But look where Slash is. He's just a null factor here. LMs can push straight in, Blackbeard coming behind, and she's just pinned down in that corner with nothing that she can do. Maybe if she'd have hidden and waited for them to push closer, might have got a lucky single kill. If they'd have just sprayed through the bar, because they saw her in there once, they droned her. If she wasn't there when they pushed, they knew she must have been hiding somewhere. You spray that bar, everyone sprays that bar. So yeah, I don't know. Not playing as aggressively towards that door as you perhaps needed to. So, moving on to map number 2. Yeah. It's going to be Chalet. It's going to be what is technically Playing Ducks' pick.
Yeah, no, and obviously most wanted they have to win this to go to the third map, but we all know that. But Chalet, it's a very dynamic map. It's a lot more open. There's a lot of options for especially the attackers, but also the defenders as well. And if we see gameplay like we saw, okay, remember that round? They were Playing Ducks was defending bar. Most Wanted just decided to walk in. If we see something like that maybe on Attack on Chalet, I know from Most Wanted, I could see that working in their favor. It's a very dynamic map.
Yeah, we've seen lots of people try different things, right?
Yeah.
Let's take Kitchen Trophy for first of all. We've started to see in the last few weeks people playing actually heavily players on the top floor, started playing heavy people up there and deal with that.
Yeah.
But this is then a bomb site, which as soon as the attackers figured out, oh, that's what you're doing, we'll just put all our attackers on the basement and bottom up and then stop you rotate down sort of thing. Like,
I've seen defenders go in the basement to counter that. There's a lot of options you can do on Chalet, and it really comes down to on Clubhouse, for example, when we were seeing them defend bar earlier, it came down to, okay, are you trying to focus on a strip hold? Are you trying to focus on a stock hold? And based on that, wherever the attacking team goes, so the defending team won every time that they focused on where the attackers were coming. And in contrast, on Chalet, it's you've got that, but like there's like 16 options for each and every site. There are so many different ways that you can play it. You saw it with Penta and Playing Ducks, and that's what I expect them to do. By the way, what you were saying earlier is hold above. One thing I would say though is last time when Playing Ducks played against Penta on Chalet, and they did the same thing. They were trying to hold above. Playing Ducks held above for 1 minute. Instead of 2. Well, that was Penta. What was Penta doing? They fell off after that 1 minute, and as soon as they fell off, Penta just took control, and it defaulted back into your standard take. If that keeps happening in this, all that Most Wanted to have to do on a trophy attack is just capitalize on that, and it's not even going to affect them at all. And you're wasting a lot of utility invested upstairs, like castle barricades and impact grenades, and even barbed wire, to allow that to happen.
yeah, and that's just one bomb site.
Yeah,
That's
just
Kitchen
one
Trophy.
bomb site.
Then we look down to the basement, and then we look at Wine Cellar and the Snowmobile garage,
gosh.
the second go-to, and
You
there's
can open up the bar
whole
drop
lot there.
and the snowmobile, or you can go for the wine closet and the wine wall. There's a lot of options, yeah, like you said.
All right, so let's have a look at that bomb site, and while we're doing this, you can also remember that there's one other bomb site which some teams have tried on this map.
Master?
The Xbox teams that are here have tried bar and games room.
Yeah.
The PC teams, not that are here, but some of them have played against teams that have tried the master bedroom as well.
Yeah.
Okay, if you're going to attack us in Kitchen Trophy by just going upstairs, well, let's put the bombs upstairs. Then we don't have to worry about you being atop. We just have to worry about you being below. How does that fare? But again, not such great results.
It's kind of a curveball. I've seen it done before, like you said. It was actually Continuum versus Most Wanted earlier in the season, I think. They were playing on Chalet, and they threw that curveball of, yeah, we're gonna defend Master, we're gonna defend option number 1, and try and throw a curveball. Just defend it as if it's Kitchen.
So into the map we go. Chalet with Playing Ducks on attack to kick us off, and Most Wanted on defense. They are currently sitting on Kitchen Trophy. They have a couple of seconds to change it if they want, not anymore. So they are going to go into that Kitchen Trophy up first. They're bringing a castle and a mute to the table.
Yeah.
Not the commonest picks of this map.
Not so much mute, but I've seen Castle used on a bar hold, or sorry, rather a kitchen hold quite a lot.
When they're playing upstairs?
They might be playing upstairs.
Because I mean, that's
would
where
make
I've
sense.
seen it most, right? When you see Castle play most,
Yeah.
they use it to lock off upstairs, they use it to lock
It
off
kind of looks like that's what he's doing right now, but we can't tell.
Yeah, but as I say, when you see them play within the bomb sites, Castle's more rare, but when they're playing upstairs for their defense, it's less uncommon.
I imagine that's what we're probably going to see based upon how long Castle has been upstairs. Yeah, there it is. They're going to be doing the hold upstairs and deny as much time as possible before defaulting back into the site strat, and that was what we saw earlier in the season from
This looks like a small
Penta
peak.
versus Playing Ducks.
Or
I
is it
think,
just
no,
a
it's just a
camera?
camera on it.
It's
It's
just
going to go on the tree.
As I say, it was going to be very ambitious doing it with a hollow site, doing it with an MPX sort of thing to begin with, but yeah, it's just camera on the tree.
Really nice camera on the tree that's been around for a long, long time.
But he's also staying close. I mean, if someone
I mean, he can
carelessly
spawn
ran,
peek.
someone carelessly ran across that lobby area, it wouldn't have been the biggest surprise to see him peek out in it. Oh, he did. There you go. Meepy tried to run across. He tried to C4 it. Meepy though does survive it. Doesn't take any serious damage, and now Slash just runs away safely. So yeah, he was erring on the side of giving it a go. It's round 1 after all. Plenty of time to play with it. Slash taking a lot of damage in the back there as he runs down the stairs. Snake led the way, and he ended up running straight into the fire, but enemy can't quite secure the down or the kill. Let's see if they reset Slash or if they leave him on that health for now, because Zeronic is now upstairs. He's at that office window. He's in the office doorway. He's got support from his team up here as well, so they will begin taking control of this top floor. But all those reinforcements, those castle barricades now aren't being used.
Yeah, no, this is what I was talking about on the defense for playing Ducks, actually, when they played against Penta. You can't default too fast. You can't run away from all the utility that you have invested upstairs too quickly, because if the attackers realize that you've just basically wasted it.
So,
and, you know, you're probably going to lose a round. Doesn't seem like they realize that, though.
No, it seems like playing Ducks, because of these mute jammers, are still unaware of what's in there. And they are, as a result, scared to push in too aggressively. Snake picks off Zyronic first kill, and that's the Blackbeard gone.
Was that from underneath?
I believe it was, yeah. This is the angle. There's the body right through the hole, too. So Snake, as soon as he came in that doorway, straight up through the hole in the floor. It's not a new spot. Oh, and he misses the next one by trying to throw the smoke grenade. So it does let Panix's Capitao in. But Blackbeard down and gone with a minute on the clock. It's still a dangerous spot to be on. Another C4 goes off. Doesn't deal any serious damage to playing Ducks, but they have not really gathered any information about this bomb site yet. So they are spending a lot of time now not knowing what to do. Oh! Enemy sprays through that door to open it up. Did have a drone inside, had a rough idea of where Snake was, and does down him and finish him in that flower bed as he opens up the dining room doorways. Now, the trapdoor above kitchen is open, so they can drone in and check what's clear at that. The castle barricade on the kitchen wall might actually help this push if they can clean these guys out from dining, but there's two people to deal with. Grenade in hand, enemy now peeking around, throws it straight out towards the first man he sees. He runs away from it, but the push with a shotgun comes forward, and that's a double down kill for Avian. Does lose a teammate to the Capitao bolt, and as he tries to revive it, Elems will get a double kill pushing in as well. Pushes through the fire himself, but looks for a safe spot to plant. Meepy is upstairs, drops into the kitchen to help cover him. Gonna go for the plant in the kitchen as Meepy pushes K9 and kills him. Slash now with 7 seconds to stop this plant, has no health to deal with. Meepy's right down the end of the corridor, and it's a quick, clean kill. On to Slash, who tries to stop the planter. And playing Ducks right down to the wire do win round number 1.
That was an extremely close round. To be completely honest with you, that mute was genius. Putting it up there denied the attackers information, denied them the fact that they had left the upstairs, wasted a whole lot of time. But as soon as playing Ducks realized that they weren't there anymore, they pushed their way in. I think it was at 50 seconds. They only had 50 seconds to do this, but they pushed their way in. They did get picked off. One of them got picked off by Snake from underneath. But it ended up not mattering. Avian got an amazing double kill. But again, it ended up not mattering. They managed to get picks off on, I think it was Sledge onto Avian? No. It was K9. Yeah, it was a Sledge onto K9 in the middle of the hallway, and just honestly, as soon as Ash came in there, or that firebolt was beautiful, managed to lock out. I would have liked to see if Avian hadn't tried to go for that revive. Yeah. Just continue holding the door. You have the shotgun, you have the angle, you have the numbers. You don't need to risk it. They didn't have anything to stop anyone from just walking in the lobby door.
Yeah, exactly. You didn't know what was coming after that person. You killed 2 with your shotgun, nice, but...
They got their camera too, you noticed earlier in the round.
Either way though, it's time for playing Ducks to defend, and they're defending upstairs as well heavily. They got reinforcements up here, they got a castle themselves up here. They don't have the mute though. They have a dock instead.
I saw this is what we saw from them last time. Ooh, a castle. Yeah, that's a very smart castle, by the way. If a team invests too many resources on attack, trying to get rid of the guys upstairs, then that castle can potentially stop them in the last, say, 30 seconds of an attack. Say they're trying to come in through lobby door and they don't have a sledge, or they don't have any way of really getting into the kitchen. They won't have anywhere to plant.
Yep, they have to go all the way down the corridor, which is a kill chamber.
Yep.
Takes them a lot longer if they don't have the time. And yeah, it means they can't get into the actual bomb site itself. It's not one of these ones that's huge and spread out.
Yep.
They have to get right into that kitchen. Meanwhile though, the push is coming in upstairs by the most wanted drones. They aren't checking everywhere, but with no mute jammers, they can go wherever, they can get it very quickly.
They know
Playing Ducks have already run away.
Before even 1 minute, they're just out of there. They invest half their resources upstairs, and then they're like, hey, peace, we're outie. That's a really interesting decision-making process there. The mute was so instrumental in, removing time from the round for defense on last round. And sure, they lost. But now what are you doing with Doc? You're putting him underneath, and what is he going to do down there? He might be able to get some lucky revives through the floor, but I doubt it.
So,
And now this is your basic attack now.
Didn't even reinforce the trapdoor.
Yeah. This is really weird, but it's come back into your basic attack on in Trophy. The attackers have control of above. They're going to open up the entire floor and shoot you as you defend your site.
All right, Playing Ducks, what have you got up your sleeve? Why are you letting this happen?
There's got to be something.
What is it? There's a nice set of holes there. That's pretty new in towards the kitchen.
They've got to have some trick up their sleeve. There's got to be something established. They have to have a plan. You can't imagine that they're just going to invest half the resources upstairs, run away, and that's that.
Snake trying to sledge his way through these holes in the floor then, trying to make some angles, trying to get some grenades down in. He's still got one in his hand. Looking down towards Trophy. We've got Avian at the window for that. K9 is the man holding the diffuser, and he's up here in the office. With a minute left on the clock, he's taking his time to get there. LMs is doing a super slow rotate through the basement. Now, they were watching this earlier on, but that's where Twitch was watching. She's got to move, she's the diffuser. So that's not being paid attention to quite so intently anymore. And, well, a good timed flank from Slash actually gets behind the flanking LM. So they do lose their rook, they do lose their rotate. But with 35 seconds on the clock, can Slash get back to the bomb site to actually be a use himself, or is this still just going to be a 4v4? He's underneath that trapdoor in dining room now. Zeronic has dropped down through that way. Slash is there ready for waiting for him as he comes down, and it's a big kill again. Slash picking up the 2-3 armor operators now, but enemy gets the first one for the attacking team. K9 goes down, but then enemy gets another one as he takes out Meepy. Wow, Meepy, sorry, takes down Snake with a knife. Enemy takes down Avian with a knife after downing him. Slash, yes, he picked up the 2 kills, but they're the only 2 kills his team have got. He's now solo trying to rotate up from the basement. Panics is there in Trophy, and enemy comes around the corner with his shotgun to clean him up. P-Ducks.
Wow. It seemed like everything was going in Most Wanted's favor there. And then suddenly Playing Ducks just killed everyone.
Yeah, they picked up those 2 kills. The Roamers tried to rotate down. They got pushed out. They went through trapdoors. Slash was waiting for him. It was working out nicely. They were doing everything that they needed to as Most Wanted on their push, but they couldn't shake those 3 dug-in members of Playing Ducks. An enemy with that shotgun sealed the deal at the end of the round.
Reminds me of that first defense from on basement for Most Wanted over on Clubhouse just earlier. 2 people playing aggressive get picked off. There are 2 roamers, the Rook and the Doc, which by the way, that's a little weird, but they got picked off. And then the last 3 remaining members, they're all where they need to be to hold a push. And I think Most Wanted maybe got a little bit too aggressive there on their push. Maybe could have taken a little bit more time to just, okay, we have the picks. Let's establish ourselves. Let's take some time. Let's not rush it. But they didn't.
They did, and they paid the price.
Yeah.
It's time now for them to try and defend again, and they're back into the kitchen trophy room they were at before. They haven't, however, brought the castle to the table this time around. They may be playing a more downstairs static defense. We'll see what it is as Jarvis is drone hunting around the fireplace for the moment. He does have Slash up here with him, but Slash is placing cameras and things at the moment. And now, a bit of a late peek at that window coming from Jarvis. K9 tries to peek out from Library and, again, takes more damage than he deals and then runs away back towards the sites themselves. That's that 3 armor Rook. Snake here by Library. Jarvis sees that drone and kills it off as it spots the pair of them. So right now, Playing Ducks do understand that there's a lot of very mobile, spread out members of Most Wanted here. And they're going to have to herd them into a more manageable position before they can really enter the building. Panics kicks that off by taking out Slash up top, who tried to peek out and go for the aggressive start again. You did see a lot of damage there onto Ash as well, but nothing enough to finish her off. Snake was the one firing from down in the basement, came up that front staircase and fired out to her while she was on the ladder. He gets away safely and is now coming with the library stairs. He's going to go and join Jarvis in a moment, but he's going to have a quick peek towards Bar in a moment and make sure he's got this angle covered.
You notice Most Wanted wasting a lot of Playing Ducks' time with these roamers. I mean, sure, they got somebody picked off, but they haven't. The attackers haven't established themselves yet.
Oh, okay, no, it was a purpose. It was a purpose. It was
okay.
That. I just saw the icon. I thought it was Panic for a second. No, she jumped off to get reset. She was low from that peek outside, so it's a smart move. Gets her back up, gets 50 health again, and then continues. Meanwhile, Snake is still down on that back staircase. Jarvis still up in Library, and it's taken a minute and a half, not really shifted these 2. Are they going to try and ignore him and push Kitchen or Trophy? Or are they going to have to come and deal with him in a moment? Ash is on this upper floor. She's just not looking towards the Library. Lamb's firing down into this corridor. It's got eyes on it. The grenades are coming in towards Jarvis from Panics. Is Capital. firing in towards one site. Panics and LMs now both looking at this corridor, and Jarvis has the angle pre-aimed. Ash Charge comes across, he does try and turn to run away, gets downed as he tries to sprint down the staircase. Enemy with the last second shot to make it count, who's about to run away to safety. Then he begins to switch and start spraying through the floor to try and get anyone that's down there and waiting for opening up the trapdoor above this spot where LMs is. You can see now down through that gap. Avian tried to peek aggressively but didn't see him. Snake, however, will see enemy and gets that kill up through the floor himself. There's Avian peeking around the corner, bandit in hand, and LMs cannot land the killing blow. Gives Avian a chance out, but he's now low as hell and does drop into the basement. Snake, though, has answered panics, and suddenly the man advantage is back with Most Wanted. It is 2v3. Avian's looking to come up behind. He needs to time this perfectly. 15 seconds on the clock as Zoronix trying to pre-fire it. He's underneath this trapdoor inside bar. Meepy is right upstairs. K9 takes down Zoronik. Meepy tries to push in through dining room himself. Does get one kill. Looks behind him. Doesn't look for long enough. Has to punch his way into kitchen. 5 seconds. Here comes Avian. He's got 7 to plant. They know they can just wait for it to tick low. They shotguns him to get the job done.
A little bit of BM there. I think he stared at him for a good second before he shot him.
Yeah.
That was a good round from Most Wanted. Pretty much what we saw from Playing Ducks the round prior. The roamers got picked off, but the last 3 guys on the site, they did their job. They held, and there was no way to really. They didn't really bother investing time in getting them out of their positions.
I like the normal barricade on that wall too. You're not bringing a castle, that's fine, but you can't one-punch a double barricade like that anyway, so it still takes 2 punches. It still wasted a lot of the time that Thermite didn't have to play with there and helped them secure that round, even the same way a castle barricade would.
Absolutely.
Down then to the wine cellar and the snowmobile garage, go Playing Ducks. They still have that 1 round ahead. They still have that little cushion to sit on and be comfortable with. Can they keep stretching it out? Can they make it back to a 2-round gap like they had previously?
We'll find out in a moment. And we're seeing pretty much exactly what you would expect from Most Wanted. Not a whole lot of variation from their previous lineups. I honestly think that they're probably going to try and do a wine cellar attack first round, but we'll find out in a moment. It's entirely possible that they'll, and it might not be the best actually, because it looks like they're going to invest, Playing Ducks is going to invest a lot of resources in holding Big Garage, and they're also playing the closet very aggressive.
Yeah, making a hole here that can be standing peaked if done correctly, which allows speed, which allows precision.
Yep.
Out into that corridor.
We'll see if they, the attackers catch that on their drones and maybe decide to go for a snowmobile bar take.
Yeah, it does look like Snake is heading that direction at the moment.
Yeah, no, it's a snowmobile bar take. You can tell from that drone in the bar.
So make sure the bar is clear and then immediately heads on through and up towards Games Room, which he'll push in from shortly. Meanwhile, K9 has come around to join the Thermite at that wall. Thermite is just journeying through to see what's waiting for him on the other side. Then heads on over after the Thatcher has been used. Turns around for a moment, confirms it's been done. And will begin to blow the charge. That's it, slap bang in the middle of the wall. Bandit tricks on that one are damn near never there anymore. And well, even more for Playing Ducks, they didn't straight up pick it. They just didn't want to begin trying. They had a mute, but that was obviously Thatchered.
It looks like Avian's going to try and apply some pressure from behind here onto the wine cellar hallway. Now, it makes a lot of sense considering how open they're playing it right now, that Blackbeard be the one to solo over here. That's going to apply some amount of pincer, a little bit, not a whole lot. It really just comes down to if he gets picked off or not. If he manages to stay alive there and just be a nuisance, that's good enough. And he might catch Panics off.
Yep,
Guard.
just like that.
Yeah.
Panics is down. Avian with an easy kill. They've also blown the bar dropper now. So, that under the Most Wanted control, the garage door being open, Avian realizing that his role on that flank now is far less important. He's picked up 1 kill, they know where he is, and he rotates back to join the rest of the team. Enemy, meanwhile, is down on this front staircase. That's a big, big deal.
Did he get down by the Thermite?
No, I don't think so.
Because it doesn't look like they're aware that he's actually down.
Maybe he has been. Maybe he's been down by the
It must
Thermite.
have been the Thermite.
Well, he's been naded out by Snake now,
Yeah.
that's for sure. Spraying down through the wall, looking towards where MVP is. They know his position. It was droned, it was called. Snake is spraying straight towards it, but can't quite touch him behind the shield. LMs, meanwhile, stands up and finally takes down Avians. That's the Blackbeard gone. Snake heard him coming up this back staircase and is cautiously heading towards it now. Easy kill. Snake sees LM's head, and LM's was not aware he was heading that way. Now we see More shots coming from outside as Zeranik actually takes the kill onto Jarvis through that smoke, I believe. He's going to start throwing a smoke of his own and start trying to hold them at bay. 30 seconds on the clock. That would be fine with all the smoke charges, but he's already used 2.
Interesting that he stacked up like that.
So yeah, he needs to be a bit more conservative with the last one. Does not want that plant to go through. Double stacking it does double tick it, so if he was in there, it would have killed him faster. Snake has got on in, uses that crawl hold to fire in towards the connector. Slash had the diffuser, comes on in, does try and peek in towards it. Zeranik following up with a quick headshot to Slash and one onto Snake, but K9 stops that triple K in its tracks and shuts out Zeranik.
Yeah, that was a good lockout there. You saw the Jaeger, he almost managed to clutch it, but there were just too many numbers in the favor of Most Wanted. They got too many picks, one with the thermite charge and then subsequently a grenade, but also that nice pick onto Panics coming out of the big garage. Obviously, they realized, okay, they're doing a bar slash snowmobile take, so we don't need anyone sitting over there anymore.
Yep, so bring it back and job done. 2-2 then.
You have to wonder if Most Wanted baited them into that, if that was intentional.
Possibly, yeah. It certainly seemed that way, at least to begin with. Meanwhile, though, Most Wanted now defending this backside site themselves, down in the basement that won't sell us snowmobile. See how they build theirs up. Let's see how they focus on main garage, because there was a lot of reinforcements used down there by Playing Ducks. And then they made this hole in the wall, which, when they started losing control of this end, was a scary place to be.
Yep. I didn't quite see if they were going to reinforce both panels in the closet, but I think they did. Yeah. I think they did. Yeah.
So this drone will go down and find out shortly. Avian has a shield on this back staircase to make it tough for anyone to push down there in a hurry. Also puts barbed wire behind it too, so anyone vaulting over it is going to have a bad day. Let's see where everyone else sits. They're currently still all on the upper floors, setting up defenses and getting ready for what's coming their way. Meanwhile, Meepy heads straight across towards the garage with his thermite, same as his opposition did, but what he doesn't have is a Thatcher, so they need to find out what's inside and deal with it.
They're just scouting out the bar. You know, it's going to be pretty much the same exact attack that we saw last time. This is interesting. Slash in the kitchen. Now, he's not going to do a whole lot on a bar take. He might be able to get some kills from lobby. But obviously, this is the same as what Panics was doing in the garage. It's them trying to counter that aggression onto Wine Cellar, which is what you typically see as an attack. It's more common, at least. But that's not the case here. Meepy now opening up the bar drop. I think he's going to open up that first. Did they? Yeah, they didn't. They haven't opened up Snowmobile. They're just getting that so they can deny any sort of bandit tricking or anything like that.
Yeah, they can put some real pressure on him from there, especially Panics here as Capital can fire through that bar dropper towards the door. The Slash is here trying to put some damage onto him. He does take Panics low in towards the bar. Not enough to finish him off though. Lems will get the kill onto Snake eventually, and that forces a little bit of pressure off of the Most Wanted attack. Taking out, sorry, the defense, taking out that smoke. Now Lems pushing aggressively forward against cautious of dining room. Doesn't see where Slash is coming from. He's now aware of upstairs. Slash, though, is up on that flower bed and hidden. He's waiting for the opportunity to strike well. And Lems don't spot him this time around after getting told on comms exactly where he is. And he will go around to secure the kill. 3v5.
We've seen already 2 3v5s, one for the defenders in this matchup. So it's entirely possible that this isn't necessarily going to go in the way of Playing Ducks, but we'll find out in a moment. I would guess that it is. They've got the snowmobile open, they've got the bar drop open, they've got control of both. All they have to do now is smoke and plant, and that's exactly what they're doing.
Smoke's going through, Jarvis in connector, but he can't see a thing. Panics is up top, and the plant is going down. Meepy planting behind the bins, and Jarvis cannot spray out to do anything about it. He gets taken down as soon as he comes out the doorway. The plant is through. Outside they go. Avian gets the kill onto Panics himself. Jarvis still downed. K9 is in this back corridor holding off Enemy. Enemy, to be fair, is actually holding off K9, keeping him busy, but he does get killed out. Meepy and Zeranik have already killed off Jarvis and Avian though. Out the back alleyway he peeks. Zeranik is still out there to the edge, and yeah, K9 knew that was happening. He was just dancing with him, toying with him, and it's another way around in the book for Playing Ducks. A good attack.
It was like booping the snoot of a K9. He was just having fun. So now 3-2 in favor of Playing Ducks. Everybody's winning their attack on the basement. So we'll see if that trend continues going into the future.
As it is, Playing Ducks are back onto defense and they can go back into kitchen trophy.
Yep. which we all expect. Now, really, it's really interesting to me. Okay, a couple things they do on that hold. They put a Rook and a Doc in the basement as the roamers. A Rook and a Doc, the only 3 armors on their team. It doesn't look like they have a Doc this time. They're instead going with the Mute, which in my opinion is a very, very good decision. But they also leave upstairs before even a minute has transpired, thus rendering the utility that they've invested up there almost worthless.
Yeah, but they did have that upside of using the Mute to delay Most Wanted getting that information.
Well, that's what they're gonna do now. I think it was Most Wanted who did that
fall
first.
for it again.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Well, they didn't fall for it.
Yeah, you're right. Most Wanted did it first. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's already been.
This is a really big. Yeah, it's been a long day. This is a really big hole. I'm wondering what they're gonna try and do with that. What's the plan?
It was more just it had to be that big because of the impact made and the way it behaved.
Yep. Oopsie.
Yeah. Either way, gets his camera out front, still has that shotgun. I wonder if he's going to stay upstairs longer because he had that shotgun. He did do a lot of work with it downstairs. He's now in the
Oh no, don't tell me this is going to work.
Oh no.
If
hey,
this
it
works.
won the Season 1 finals on Xbox. The Laxing box for a region. Laxing here again, maybe. Laxing on site, enemy channeling the spirit in the Laxing bush.
Interesting nade.
be
they
fair,
have a drone up there. They know
Zane,
no one's in there.
To be fair, as long as it's taken to be up there, as long as it's taken Most Wanted to get inside, if the Mute Jammers work, that Laxing push could work. If they don't have the time to check it properly,
Oh, absolutely.
it could be what it needs. He's still in there, hasn't been droned yet. Slash droning the main fireplace lobby, takes out the main camera, looks around, heads towards the main dining room door now. Upstairs, Jarvis is still cautious of this floor, is still edging around slowly and carefully. There
Seems
isn't
like
anyone
the
up
Mute
there anymore.
Jammers have done their job.
Yep, still only a minute.
Attackers have located a bomb.
And now Jarvis can start to fire down through that bottom staircase. The drones are coming around looking for it. LMs is taking damage from a distance. You can hear Rook screaming out as he takes a couple of shots, but it's not serious damage. And well, Zeranik is waiting with a red dot sight here inside the snowmobile garage for anything that might be untoward or any late rotate you might need to come up behind the attackers. Minute 30 on the clock though. Most Wanted also don't have to deal with any of that thermite business. That is left unreinforced. And now they can start really pressuring the sites.
Only half the round has transpired, so they still have plenty of time to pick off the defenders as they sit in their site.
Firing down through,
There's
looking
still-
at these different angles, but
there's
Playing
still
Ducks
a
have got perfect
Valkyrie.
spots.
In a bush.
Yep, he's still in this bush, just hiding here.
Please let this work.
A minute on the clock. Jarvis
please.
is right at the top of the stairs above her, takes out the camera above her, and is now thinking about it. He's still running around, making more holes in floors, making more angles down, but again, no one is being exposed by these. None of these holes are actually getting anywhere. That one finally does. There we go. LM's taken out by Jarvis. There is a kill on the board, and it is for Most Wanted. He's now pre-firing a couple of other spots, but there's no one in these ones. But with 45 seconds on the clock, they've got to move soon. Enemies in that bush still. Through the front stairs comes Avian. Jarvis hasn't edged too far down the stairs yet. Zeranik's still at the back end with a Pokeball in hand. Slash knows he's in there. You can see that's why they're fighting this way. That's why they're looking this way. Zeranik firing up through the trapdoor. Jarvis killed off by enemy. He stands up from the bush. Zeranik goes down to Slash. Slash coming up the staircase now. Enemy still in that bush spot.
Oh no, the bush
Gets out onto Slash. There's the kill.
It worked twice.
K9's just around the corner. He throws the C4 way over and up and past him. K9 survives it, but he goes prone. Avian, though, goes prone as well and does pick up the kill underneath the shotgun blast. Into the kitchen goes Avian. The diffuser's on K9. Slash pushes in, is taken out by Panics, but he is on 1 HP. And Avian with his Desert Eagle comes around to kill him off and finish it. And again, another really slow attack round, but down with the last couple of seconds to go. Most Wanted had all the information they needed. They still managed to pick up every kill, even with mere seconds to spare.
What ended up happening there is the same thing that has been said as the weakness of that particular defense strat for a long time. All you have to do is walk in the lobby doors, and that's exactly what they did. It worked out for them tremendously well. I am very surprised that the bush worked for Playing Ducks, but you know it did. Also, they got 2 kills with that.
Yep.
Attackers need to locate
It just kind of looked like they didn't put enough time in defending dining room, and Most Wanted capitalized on that.
Back to a 3-on-3 scoreline then.
Yeah.
Keeping the theme we had from the first map. Bearing in mind, Playing Ducks are 1 map up. They only need 2 rounds here, and that's it. They're in the final. Job done. Go to bed, get up in the morning, fight for that first place prize.
Yeah.
But Most Wanted are not going down without a fight. We're still looking at taking this all the way to Canal.
Avian running that castle again once
Very
more.
late.
Miss Wanted heading upstairs, but as you say, yeah, late barricades being made here. He hasn't made
Only
the
one.
impregnate holes either, and they again don't have a mute. So, I mean, they made these holes, they made the reinforcements.
Maybe it's a
But-
facade.
yeah,
Maybe
it
they're
is
just trying to pretend.
Definitely
they're
just a
doing it.
facade this
Yeah.
time, if nothing else. Last time, it was a very short-lived defense. This time, it's 100% just a facade. They
I think
not
Jarvis
even
is still
caring.
up there. Looks like. Can't tell.
Yeah, but he also, bearing in mind, Jarvis has been aggressively peeking a couple of rounds, so it might just be for that. And then
Yeah,
it's down
probably.
Again. Yeah, there we go. Straight back down.
Yep.
So into the floor bomb site he goes and joins the rest of his team in what is ultimately the waiting game.
So yeah, they just basically put up all that stuff upstairs to be like, hey guys, we're doing that strat that everyone's been doing this whole match, and they're not. They're not doing that. They just put it there, and they're just trying to throw them off their game, waste as much time as possible. Even if it's 30 seconds, it will still be time off the board for the defenders, which is always good.
So once more, enemy rotates down towards the garage. Avian finally does reinforce that kitchen door. It's super late, but that doesn't matter when the attacks are being this slow.
All 5
Balls
on site.
being made above now then. Looking in towards it, looking up to what's above him.
It's working. It's
Is it?
clearly working. They haven't actually gotten into there yet. It's wasted a whole minute.
Looking for frost traps. Interesting that he's done that. No one's played frost this entire series.
We saw some frost earlier today. I think it was the first match,
Sisu
or
game on it,
first
yeah.
round with Sisu versus versus Continuum.
Yeah, but that was it.
hmm
So, interesting. Grenades goes in to take out the barbed wire and the extra wall that's still there from Fireplace. Doesn't actually touch the wall itself. LMs is now up and above and is firing down through these holes, looking towards dining. Then this is, as you say, that is the strat that they're going with. It's playing ducks, pushing forward, looking towards dining room push. It's a very standardized attack here for this map.
Bomb located by attackers.
And now they're going to be applying pressure to dining room door, or lobby door, what have you. Which is pretty much what you expect to see. You open up the defense from above, you kill the guys holding dining, and then you push in.
Avian shoots, panics up through the floor with his shotgun, is now holding onto this door. He killed double kill here last time around, and that helped them hold. Can he do the same again? They know he's playing close already. The barbed wire has not been taken out. He's got that in his favor, and Jarvis has managed to pick up a kill from down the corridor. He's got a very nice angle here, which he took out at Lems. Now Zeronic's going to come around and fight him for it. He does lose the shield, but gets the headshot all the same onto Jarvis. Next shield goes on. Up he comes, slashes inside the kitchen. He's looking for the feet, but he's not being aware for Avian being right up here. Avian again with a double from
That's
the same
3.
spot. And he's killed Panics through the floor already this round. They knew he was there. They knew he was close. And they just let him do the same thing again. Meepy's now the last man standing. He's upstairs because he was blowing the trapdoor. He's got to kill 4 people and pick up a diffuser with 15 seconds left to go. This is Most Wanted taking the lead.
I am honestly extremely surprised that Blackbeard chose to ignore Avian sitting in the corner. He knew it, yeah, like you said, he knew it was there. He just killed his teammate. There's no other position for a shotgun player to go. He's not going to drop because he can't play the long angles for the flank, and he's not going to try and rotate into the Jaeger's position. I'm not sure what the plan was there.
I don't know in what world it's like, oh, what should I do? I've killed one guy here at dining. What's their reaction going to be? Ah, they'll ignore me. I can go prone and shoot the guy in kitchen. Like that's even if there isn't a shotgun in there, like I don't see that as a smart, logical second choice anyway. Just go into the dining room and fire down the corridor. That's going to be.
It seemed like he was trying to do that, but he wasted a little bit too much time.
Yeah.
He started breaking the barbed wire, and yeah, I guess he figured maybe he figured he killed the castle, but that doesn't make any sense because he broke your shield.
That and Jarvis, the man he killed on that spot.
Yeah, it was Jarvis.
Was the Jaeger who
different
killed your
person.
teammate before? That was a trade.
You got to
know
question.
exactly who it
You got to
was.
question the thought process
Yeah.
going on there.
I don't know. It didn't make sense. But hey, they were punished for it. Avian's happy with it. He's 10-4 now because of it. And his team is on map point. They could be taking this to a third map if they can lock a successful attack on here.
And you could see
And
earlier
they've
there.
done that once.
Yeah, you could see earlier there the scoreboards are extremely similar, except for the fact that Avian is dropping 10 kills.
Yeah. So, once again, playing ducks, making lots of holes upstairs. Their impact nades not quite behaving, so they're following it up with pistols and shotguns. Is it worth all that effort if you're not even going to play up there?
They've been doing this every time they played this particular bomb site. They invest so much utility upstairs, and then they wait for half a minute or a minute, and then they leave.
Like, I understand putting some reinforcements and maybe a castle barricade or two as like the ruse sort of thing, right? As
Yeah.
as a thing. But when your impact nades don't work, just leave them not worked.
And I know they're not even
Save
playing
it
it this
now.
time.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like they're gonna.
Zeronic is up here. Look,
I mean, yeah,
Zeronic is
but
holding a tight angle.
They usually play it in the bathroom. The way that Penta plays this, they do the same exact thing, but they stay up there until there's a minute in the round left, and then they retreat. And that works out for them.
Veronica and LMs are both still up there, actually, according to the overlay. So we'll see how long that lasts and how they play it.
Yeah, LMs is just playing, I think, behind Chimney right now. Maybe? By library? Or still outside of office?
There we go, he just dropped.
Yeah,
He just dropped into the fireplace doorway, so... Yeah, that's him down. Zoronic is still upset. He just overhealed himself as well.
And I think he's going to drop soon.
Yeah,
there we go. Down he goes, seals it up.
Why did he overheal himself?
I don't know. I mean,
That's
maybe
so
he
weird.
took 10 damage and just decided to panic. I don't know.
Yeah, that's entirely
Or
possible.
maybe he did peek and we just missed the peek. But either way, enemy is out by games from. He tries to push aggressively and will fail. But Meepy has taken down Avian before Slash got the kill onto an enemy. So getting rid of that Blackbeard is big, and it's a good one-to-one trade. And maybe that was it. That was it. So we'll play upstairs. We'll pretend to play upstairs. You'll see us upstairs. Then we'll drop. But actually, we haven't come all the way back. We do have enemy playing aggressively. But either way, again, it failed. Enemy taken out very, very early on. Minute and a half on the clock. And once more, the attacking players are still pressuring the site. They still haven't reinforced the trapdoor. Like, if you're not going to play upstairs for that long, why are you
I know.
not using one reinforcement?
Oh,
on that trapdoor?
Zoronic dodges that nade. Doesn't even know it, but that was his life just now.
That was perfect timing. Sledge opens
Is
up
he
that
back in the
floor.
corner?
Ooh, he just about survives the shots that came rattling after him. Zoronic is back in that corner now, yeah.
Yeah.
Now Buck's also making some holds here. Sledge opening up everything he can. Barbed wire, floor, castle barricades, and just helping make complete mincemeat of this area. One kill on each team, no Blackbeard in this team. Will make it a bit easier now for the defending team to hold that dining room. Grenades don't quite go down through the floor the way that Jarvis wants. He's a bit rushed right now, and at 42 seconds, you can understand why. He's got one more grenade left, doesn't really know where to put it. Still trying to find the movement. They are just missed that rotate, but Snake won't. Zoronic goes down. Down drops K9, and he will be caught into LM's fire, who also takes out Snake. That's two very quick kills, but this grenade will come through and take LM's down, and they've now not got a doc to help him back up. That's why that hole is there, and it's a good smoke grenade out towards the entrance to dining room. In comes Jarvis. He doesn't know where LM's is. He's not 100% sure he's down. Now he knows, and he will get the kill. But the shots are coming from the end of the corridor, and Jarvis is very, very low. Here's that castle barricade holding him out of the site for 7 seconds. All Panics has to do is stay tucked inside here. Flash is pre-firing the whole way through. Panics comes out. Meepy fleeks the other side and gets the double kill to round it off. Playing Ducks forces onto overtime and could still end this 2-0.
That was an interesting round from Playing Ducks. Obviously, they played upstairs for a little bit. Not really holding Master or Office. They were kind of extended out into the hallway, and they dropped down pretty quickly. But in the contrast, MW, they wasted a little bit too much time. It seemed like they weren't trying to apply pressure to above, almost. Seems like they were just trying to get in through the front door.
Yeah.
And they didn't actually bother, going upstairs, opening up the floor. I mean, they did, but just it was way too late. And the defenders were in positions that they didn't open, or even just a lot of luck and timing. The defenders were like, we saw there a Rook rotating into where I think it was Avian was watching, and then he just rotated back out.
Yeah. So, on to Defense Go Most Wanted. Should this ring true for the last couple of rounds, Playing Ducks have been the winners. Playing Ducks have won.
What's that for?
I'm guessing sound.
Yeah, makes sense.
That's anything that makes sense, but then why make more than one hole,
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Either way, like, as far as this goes, Playing Ducks have successfully attacked this bomb site the last couple of times they tried it. It's been slow and it's been the last couple of seconds, but they did do it.
Yeah.
And then and we just saw it, Most Wanted then failed their attack. So, I mean, this could be another 2-0 overtime victory for Playing Ducks, is what they did on Clubhouse. We'll see. The defensive setup from Most Wanted is the same as before. Jarvis is, again, aggressively peeking one random window. Not to any success this time. We'll see how long he stays up there this time, or if he runs back down any fast. But this is a much quicker attack here from Playing Ducks. Straight in the front end, opening up these front walls to Fireplace. Panics is already deep in that gap now.
Xavian with the shotgun.
Jarvis is still upstairs. They might have come too fast for their own good. They didn't even give Jarvis a chance to drop, and now, by luck, he is still upstairs and in a position to punish them. Avian is tucked around the corner. Panics does survive the initial burst. LMs comes in, and they've got him on the reload. They get him down. They do finally get rid of Avian in that spot. Now they can get inside, and with 2 minutes still going, they're finally pushing the pressure on. Down around behind them though comes Jarvis. He is not shown his face yet. It is a back and forth trade as it's a 3v2 now with Zeronic blocking behind. Does take down Avian. Zeronic picks up the kill onto Slash at the same time. It's now LMs and Zeronic against K9. 2v1. 2 minutes to play with. They are right next to the bomb site. They have the wall open. He's in the corridor. He sees movement to his left and flicks across but doesn't land the shot. LM sticks his head out again and K9 is forced back to hide. No real damage done. Zeronic's up in the refrigerator. The smokes have gone out. The plant is being thought about. Is he outside the kitchen window? That would have been a long way round. He was in dining room.
He was outside the kitchen
he went
window.
all the way around.
Now
Okay, now he's coming back. That's why LMs hasn't planted yet. That's why he's just smoking and
their whole
teasing.
strat was like just run everyone through and have him on the kitchen window to capitalize.
Yeah, Zeronic comes in. He's going to drone in the last second. There's the drone from LM spotting exactly where K9 is. It's the beauty of having 2 minutes left at this point. They can do this.
Yeah.
Here is Zeronic now, edging across. Looks towards the back of the room. LMs goes to the safe spot. K9 is spraying through. Through the trapdoor goes Zeronic, but K9 doesn't know it. K9 doesn't realize that he's in a 1v1 for the next few seconds. Zeronic comes up the staircase and it's still castle barricaded. Zeronic has to go all the way up again, leap over into fireplace. K9 now is pushing forward, but Zeronic has just made it here in time. LMs comes around the corner and Playing Ducks in explosive fashion. Open up overtime with a win.
That was a really good play from Playing Ducks. They saw the amount of time it was taking MW to set up their site there, and they were like, okay, well, let's just rush. They opened up the door, and, you know, of course, we saw MW. They tried to do the same thing, but it wasn't quite a rush. And they just kind of got unlucky with their taking out above. And in the end, the Playing Ducks was ready for them. But when they did their attack, it was just straight right in. Opened up the front door, walked in through the lobby door to dining. And yes, Avian could have held it, but there were too many people pressuring him all at once. He got a good chunk onto the Capitao, and then Ash took his place.
So, and yeah, that's the other key thing. They finally got rid of Avian's castle in that room.
Yeah.
Finally killed that man. Now it's time for P-Ducks to defend. They did it exactly the same style that that Most Wanted just tried. Most Wanted failed with it. Playing Ducks, last time they attempted it, won.
Yep.
Can Most Wanted adapt? Can they adjust? Can they fix themselves? That is the question we will find in a moment. As their reinforcements are all set up. It's all very standard. Everyone knows it. The cameras are going in the same place again. Enemy last time tried to lurk around by the games room. Tried to be out in that unpredictable spot. It didn't work out for him. He was killed off very easily, but luckily for him, his teammates had traded the kill onto Blackbeard at the same time, and it was still a 4v4. And a Blackbeard for a Valkyrie, that's a fair trade. Especially one that's already planted her cameras and used her C4.
If you get rid of Blackbeard on attack as a defender, you're always thinking to yourself, oh, I can just shoot anyone now. Doesn't matter.
Oh, I'm back to playing a normal game.
Yeah.
So, Snake turns upstairs and then heads up. So, Zeronic is still on this window. And
a lot of information you just gave away.
yeah, he heard him there as soon as he punched that window. And then the shots coming in from the balcony from Jarvis means Snake can come around and help him out too. And Zeronic just threw his life away. So this is the first time they've stayed up there. The first time they haven't dropped very quickly. The first time they have held firm. And did so terribly.
Yeah, it didn't really work out for them. They didn't. Well, he didn't have any support, and also honestly, he just gave himself away. Like I wanna be like, yeah, he's holding upstairs. You can't do that. But no, he did it wrong.
Yeah, that punch was all it took. That window that he hit. Castle Barricade gonna get grenaded out by Snake. Works perfectly that time around, and then he'll do the other side. Zeronic, now that he hasn't dropped, is not close to it this time. Does bounce through, make sure, takes out the barbed wire, and then he can shoot the door open. Jarvis making holes in floor, takes down LMs this time. So it is 3v5 now in favor of Most Wanted's attack. Could be looking at a 6th deciding round. Down through the floor goes Valkyrie there. Sees the trapdoor is open. She's coming back up the staircase. He doesn't get into the bathroom in time to kick her out. See that hole there. Enemy, all right.
Uh-oh.
Go with the aggression. They're not used to this. This late roam isn't a thing. Force her out of her spot. Jarvis is on the balcony. Get through the hole in the floor. Snake is on the other balcony of master bedroom too. And enemy is being very patient. Jarvis is droning downstairs. Oh, he's going to drone straight in again. Is this going to see her in the corner? Avian gets the kill onto Meepy, and that helps. Jarvis' drone falls through the floor. Panic gets the kill onto Snake. Looking at above. Enemy drops down. They're actually still behind him. He does down Avian. And then he's finished off himself from Slash at the far side of the room. Avian's going to crawl out and is very much safe. Panics cannot finish him off, so it's still 4v1 now in favor of Panics. Yes, one of them needs a revive, but it is going on as we speak. There he is, back up on his feet. They do look for Twitch. He looks for the Blackbeard. Does finish the Blackbeard off. There's another one in the corner, but he's run out of ammo. Around the corner comes Twitch, and with a pistol in hand, K9 is going to secure that kill. 5 rounds to 5. It comes down to this.
This is an extremely close match. It's just back and forth and back and forth. Now that particular round was really interesting. He did Panics, like you were playing Ducks, like you said, did play upstairs instead of doing what they have been doing this whole time, leaving before even a minute has transpired, and it did, end up costing them. But honestly, it came down to a little bit of luck too. You saw that Valkyrie managed to make her way up into office. They weren't there anymore. Perfect timing. There was no kills to be capitalized on, and what is...
They switched bomb site. They didn't need to. They didn't successfully hold Kitchen Trophy.
Huh.
And what's more weird is like, okay, you didn't successfully hold Kitchen Trophy this time, but you have done in the past. They also just got destroyed on this bomb site the first time they tried to hold it. Playing Ducks got in, they planted by the bins, they from outside. Like, this wasn't a good hold from Most Wanted either. But they've voluntarily gone down here now. Maybe they're hoping that Playing Ducks were expecting upstairs. Maybe they were hoping they could throw off their operator picks for it. But to be fair, this is not one of the bomb sites like Clubhouse, which requires that drastically different operators for these two sites.
I'm not really sure what the plan is here from Most Wanted, but they're putting a lot of risk on this decision. This is their chance at making it to finals, win or lose this round.
Now, one thing that has worked out in their favor, there's very little to no anti-breach here on Playing Ducks. They cannot shift the Bandit, they cannot shift the Mutes. So that garage door is going to be very tough to open.
They have the grenades.
They have grenades, and they can smoke through and go to trophy systems first, but there's still a lot of utility used to open one door. So if they go with that, I'd argue a fair trade in some situations. We'll see if it happens. But either way, like, all I'm saying is, like, if that is caused by the unexpected bomb site,
well, it looks like they're going to be trying to take
and yeah, they're going to the backside anyway.
Yeah.
So
I honestly think that's the wrong decision to make. The way that they attacked Snowmobile Bar last time was so incredibly successful for them. I really don't think they need to mix it up.
Okay, so let's see then. LMs is upstairs. They haven't reinforced this trapdoor. That's going to help out a lot. Gives him... Okay, they reinforced this wall. So they were expecting that to be open. All right, not the end of the world. But this other hole, yeah, this can be made here, and that covers the doorway, and that still helps control Slash inside that cellar. Still cautious of what's around the other way. Has this hole open to watch upstairs. More shots rattling off downstairs as Zeronic begins to push in and drones begin to go through. Ems is just watching for that flank, watching up top as Zeronic is now here. K9 tucked in the back alley. No one too close right. Jarvis is right there behind the bomb. Does see the shots coming through, but Zeronic, even with 2 shots to the chest, takes the head off. There's not many angles, not many spots for Jarvis to be, and it's a free kill to line that up. Snake right in the connector now is fighting Panics. Panics with a holographic sight over that range. Will be an impressive kill if he can do it, but at the same time he's fighting a Mute who is only going to be using a red dot or a holographic sight as well. So Snake right up that far end looking for that very impressive kill. Into the small wine cellar, Slush is still holding. They haven't managed to get themselves through the wall. Big opening in towards the Snowmobile garage. Given good shots from that angle. Zeronic is low, still not dead, but he's very, very low HP. BP sprints across the gap. They're going to try and use his second charge on that small wine cell and push Slash out of it. Slash having that hole in the wall. K9 goes down with a call to safety. Yes, Zeronic gets a free reset off of that. But Slash's C4 comes out, the Thermite hole takes down enemy. Then he peeks out and just about doesn't finish off Zeronic. Sprints out, goes for the knife, gets it, but does then fall down to Meepy. Is that a worthwhile trade? It is a 3v3 and Blackbeard's off the table. Inside the A bomb site, there's not a whole lot of players, but they have a good angle from the other side. Meepy now spraying across the site. Goes into this reinforcement and has the planter. Avian's coming up and over the top. Looks to rethink it and drop down. LMs is still here watching for that flank. LMs in dining room. Avian peeks out with the pre-fire but can't quite land it, and LMs is still watching it. Downstairs the plant has completed. LMs gets 1 kill. Snake, however, will trade him straight back as he comes up from underneath, and it wasn't actually a kill, it was a down. Avian can be revived. It is 3v2. They've got time. It's a 45-second bomb timer. Panics. Haven't seen him use any of his charges, but Meepy just suicides into K9.
You have the bomb plant.
All he had to do was sit on it. Now they're pushing forward. Panics is there at the doorway. Panics peeks out, gets 1, but Avian's there to trade, and it will be a defuse. We're going to map 3. Most Wanted keep themselves alive.
Wow. What was that? Meepy, I don't understand. You ran into the bomb site when you have control. Did you expect everyone to be flanking? That must have been it.
Maybe, but...
He must have assumed that K9 had decided to join his teammates upstairs and he could take control of the site and hold the bomb easier, but I'm not sure about that. That round was really chaotic, very back and forth. Slash with the aggression from the opened up closet I think honestly that was what caused them to win. I think that's what gave them the opportunity. If he hadn't got that C4 kill and then also the secured the Blackbeard, I don't think they would have been able to win that match.
No, if Blackbeard was still alive after that trade, that then ending there, okay, LM's upstairs, would have killed Avian, that'd have been a 3v3. Even Meepy suiciding like that wouldn't have been such a huge deal. Yeah, like that Blackbeard kill was pivotal at the end of all of that.
Yep.
So, very nice knife, very smart decision from him. Couple of highlights from that round. Avian being shotgunned and knifed out by enemy. Meepy doing the same thing. Slash with some nice attempts, but enemy was right there again to lock him on down. While we watch over these ones then, we're heading towards Canal, and as we talked about earlier, that's a map North America are very well versed in, Most Wanted especially.
I talked to Playing Ducks though, they're comfortable on it. They think they can pull it off. I mean, I would say, honestly, just based on experience, I'd say that Most Wanted's going to have the edge up. But Playing Ducks, if they feel like they've invested enough time in Canal, it's entirely possible that they can bring it home. But one thing I will say is that we are now 1-1, and it's looking like, just based on the map that we're about to play, Canal, it's looking like we might see a double North American final, which we've never seen before on PC.
Nope, I mean, Season 1 was double European, Season 2 was one of each, and this could be our first double North American. That's the ultimate evolution, so to speak.
Yeah.
Seasons have gone through. It's possible. It's a strong map for Most Wanted. Playing Ducks, though, tell you they're confident on it, and I mean, we've seen the way they've played here. They're definitely at full strength. It's going to be a tight game no matter what, and for all three maps to go to overtime, no surprise to me, to be really honest. If it happens, completely expected.
Yep.
So finally a few things come through. Jarvis with that shield break, admittedly.
Yay, shields.
But yeah, still goes down. And then enemy with, again, that weird-ass roam spot, but still, they traded out the Blackbeard, so it worked out for him. LM's, though, doing the job of Avian with MP5 instead of the shotgun, holding down that entrance, picking up the double kill.
And that castle barricade.
Yep, Meepy, look at that. It was 11 punches, which is what allowed him to get out here and do this late second flank.
Yeah.
And get around there to get that kill, those double kills, and help his team. And yeah, that rush on in, it worked because Avian had been killed off. They finally managed to get through there. He'd used up all his ammo without getting the double kill that he had every other time. And then with this 2 minutes of complete bomb site control, they were able to be cool, calm, and collected until that moment. But thankfully, K9 had no cameras in there. He didn't know Zoranica falling. He had no idea he could be aggressive at that point. And LMs ultimately did get the plant and then the kill. And again, I like this from enemy. It was a nice attempt. It was a late roam. They forced him out of one spot, so he tried to be that flanker they weren't expecting.
Kind of got unlucky.
But yeah, he got unlucky that they were still playing so far back. Like, they were 5v3 at that point. They knew they'd forced him off the side. They watched him go.
It was
and they were still playing super passive.
We're going to be passive. We have the numbers by far and away, but we're just going to chill out. You know, we don't have to risk anything. That's what they were doing there, and it worked out for them tremendously.
Yeah, there is that knife. The knife that arguably ended that round, that won that map perhaps, and kept Most Wanted in this series, kept them in with a chance of making it to the finals tomorrow. Some nice shooting there from Panics, pick up 1 kill, but Avian so close behind for the trade, it was perfect. And K9 there with a nice easy defuse, a rocket out at the end.
Yeah.
The amount of time, I mean, it's an old nightmare, so to speak, but we saw the players at the end there, so they pick up that last kill and we see Snake jump up and celebrate. We saw a couple of Most Wanted players do so. We've seen teams in the past that jump up and celebrate and don't leave anyone to actually use the defuse.
It's happened.
Technically, it's a loss. So
yeah.
We're glad that K9 kept his head cool and then got that defuse on
K9.
through. So yeah, always the voice of reason, huh?
Yeah.
Sensible one.
Oh yeah, and you could say that.
So, moving then on to Canal. It is going to be Playing Ducks versus Most Wanted. Looking from our lobby, I was going to say, yeah, I think it's Playing Ducks are starting on defense first. So.
Yep, and this is going to be a map that favors Most Wanted through experience. They've played this map a lot. They have 5-0'd Sisu last season at Season 2 finals. We'll find out if Playing Ducks has invested enough time to actually pull off a win here, or if we're going to see a double American finals.
Yeah, it would be the first one for PC Rainbow Six Pro League. Haven't seen a double NA final yet. Playing Ducks, however, are looking like the team to put an end to
I'd say if they're the team from Europe
dream.
to play on Canal against MW, they have the best chance.
Yes. Oh yes. Like if you were to say switch these games, which one do you want to go first, which one to go second, like for your best chance at not having a double NA final, Playing Ducks are definitely putting up a better showing than Sisu, definitely feel like they have a better shot at making it to that final right now. So yeah, if we're going to get a split one, it's Playing Ducks hands down, that have the best shot. And, well, they got to be feeling confident, if I'm honest. That last round, yes, it's not ideal. You lose it 6-5 in overtime, but the map was tight. They made a lot of great decisions. They made a lot of strong plays. They've already told you they're confident here on Canal. They have things up their sleeve. They're ready for it. They were ready to play it. They have strats in mind. When you take something like Chalet, something as well played, something as overplayed as Chalet, and Clubhouse for that matter, and you go that even against a squad like Most Wanted, going into a map on Canal which you're prepared, which isn't so commonly played, which definitely isn't commonly played by Playing Ducks, thus no footage, no research for Most Wanted.
The concern is really just the lack of playage in Europe. Like, sure, Playing Ducks, they've practiced for it, they have a lot of experience maybe on it, they've dry runned it, but there's not a whole lot of teams in Europe that want to scrim on it because no one else invests time in it.
I mean, I agree on a regular season, but do you know that for a fact since then?
I could be wrong. They could have a scrim partner that is totally down to scrim with whatever they choose, but that is a dilemma that they would have to face. They would have to find a team that's comfortable playing on Canal.
I hope the fact that they say they're confident on it, they say they're willing, they've had that practice, because I'd be amazed if they're confident on it without that kind of practice. You're right. So hopefully there's something through on there. We do have everyone in, and so let's look at the map. Let's refresh you on where these bomb sites are, because it's been a while since we've seen Canal played, to be completely honest.
Yes.
It's been a while since everything played. So let's look at Canal. Let's look at where these bomb sites are. The one thing we did see right at the end of the season from North America again was a red brick building bomb site selection right at the end of the season from North American teams, bringing that out.
I mean, it's a curveball, and sometimes curveballs work. Everyone expects you to defend server and maps. Obviously, that's where everyone typically goes. But like you said, throwing something different into the mix will often get you wins.
Yeah, so we'll see if anyone tries that. Server control, though, the first choice from Playing Ducks. They're heading upstairs. That is unsurprising. Sticking with what you know, sticking tried and true. They are going with a no-rook build.
And a pulse. It looks like they're going to try and hold these sites from underneath, which makes sense. The majority of B's site, I think the entirety of B's site is destructible from underneath.
Yes, I believe it is. And yeah, we've seen that held in the past. Just like that. We've seen a pulse sit underneath. They'll sit there at the windows. Either he's for someone when they comes through the window, wait for the plant, see for the planter, and then just sit there and shoot through the hole that it makes. So
you can also deny a box if they try to plant in there.
Yeah.
But see, that's disconcerting to me. If Mute's mainly going to be pivoting around trying to hold box, if that's his entire role, then
pulse.
Sorry, what?
You said mute. You mean pulse.
Sorry. Yes, I mean pulse.
Okay.
If Pulse is going to pivot around trying to hold box, if that's his entire role, then Most Wanted are going to win. They're going to win their attack because Most Wanted doesn't plant in box.
Okay, we'll find out then. As Panix is staying down here, he's made a couple of holes to scare people in their push and make people be aware. There's so many windows you can spawn peek from on this map that having holes in each of them slows down the aggression from Most Wanted because they have to check every single spot. They are droning, they are clearing out most of them and then heading back across to the site. Everyone from Playing Ducks has now made it back in towards the white building at the very least, the actual bomb site building. So no one's over here in red, no one's lurking here. But that's not to say that they can't late rotate here later on. So EMP thrown all the way from this bridge over towards where that box is, where those walls are. No one juggling in there because it's so easily counterable and destroyed these days. But Snake picks up the first kill onto enemy. Nice shot right in from the red brick roof, rappelling over this side, straight in through these windows. Sometimes we see teams pick castle to specifically avoid this situation. Not done this time, however. An enemy is out of the running, thanks to a quick and easy headshot. So Snake now switches up and ends up droning before Jarvis heads on over to try and thermite plant. Panix is close, he is heartbeat censoring, he knows Jarvis is there. Is he going to do anything about it? There's smoke in the corridor, someone's got to be watching it. Jarvis himself is watching it at the moment. Snake's drone is running around close to him. Does see Panix now, you see there's Snake's drone right under his feet.
Seems like Pulse is trying to wait for Thermite to start to plant his charge and maybe go for a run out.
Yeah, but then now he's been droneless. They know he's going to do it. He knows they're going to be ready for it, so I'd be surprised if he still tries it.
Yep.
Capitalpo goes off. Snake's grenade actually straight up kills Panix. There we go. So they just don't even give him a chance to run out. They just grenade him off the staircase, and then they thermite the wall. And that's also the Pulse now gone for stopping that plant underneath. And I hate to call you out on it, but you said they don't like planting box instead of like going box. But everything they're setting up here with the diffuser is right next to box.
Yeah, you're right.
So,
Still don't expect them to plant in box.
all right, where do they go then? What do they do from here?
You can plant behind the table in the middle of the site, or you can plant behind monitors. Either or, and you can cover that from red building. And judging by the fact that K9 is still sitting on red building, that's their plan.
All right, so they're going to take that diffuser on
I could be
Snake.
wrong.
No, that's fine.
Yeah, we'll find out.
Looking at where they're going to go from here. Snake does.
Uh-oh.
Ooh, oops. K9 takes down Slash. He
Whoops.
did take Meat P at the same time, so it is a 1-for-1 ultimately. And Zeronic's now the last man standing. He's coming up from underneath towards Avian.
Oh.
Down him, but Avian with a beautiful flick around at
I
the
wanna
end.
see that.
This highlight's going to be beautiful. Avian heads his way up. Pre-fire's in the corner. Here's the man behind him. Whoa!
Oh.
One click. Just down and gone.
Right in the snoot.
Yeah. So, Playing Ducks lose their first defense to the red brick roof in many, many ways, and just being in predictable spots. The grenades coming
Right.
out, the shots from the other roof, just cut apart, which is what you said way we're going to do. That's the most wanted that know this map.
It's the most wanted that's been playing that map for a long, long time, and they seem to be playing it pretty much the same way they always have. They opened up the box, they keep somebody on red brick, and then they go for the plant behind desk or behind monitors, which can then be covered from red brick. One thing they didn't do rather that they typically used to do is they used to repel somebody on the west windows to apply pressure to connector and the rotation hole back monitor. Seems like they've changed up their strat just a little bit.
So, this is their defense now off this upper floor. Barbed wire over the corridors, unsurprising. They have got a castle on those windows to stop the pressure from red brick roof that early on, at least.
Got a K9 looking down into that hole to try and hold the front door of maps and a rotation hole into the back of monitors, which is something they didn't used to do.
Oh, he's going for an aggressive peek towards construction too.
That's how K9 does.
Over this side. Here we go. He's looking straight down the gap. Does see one and misses the shots. Fires now towards Zeronic. Attacks the shield a little bit, but gets away
K9.
without taking any damage himself. Yep, does put a little bit of damage in the shield. Nothing too serious. Damage drop off at that range and all that kind of jazz means the shield will be healthy. LMs though, very quick kill onto Slash then. Picking that up through the front door. He was trying to, I don't know what Valkyrie was trying to do, maybe late camera or something, but either way, expose himself to LMs and Ash will take his head off.
And that's what we saw in the contrast from Most Wanted earlier. They got a pick onto Playing Ducks right as the round started.
Up and underneath the backside of B's site. Opening up that kitchen window will allow him to Ash charge up and underneath it in a moment. Snake knows about this and is aware of this and isn't quite tucked in that spot. Right behind the pixel peak. He's up on top of the trapdoor at the moment. So, LMs comes up and hopes Zeronic open up that window. Now they're trying to rethink more spots. Now, both of these windows are open, so one can view the back corner of the room, one can view this trapdoor, but the trapdoor's already up, and Snake with a good shot onto Meepy. Thermite is gone. Now, their pressure is coming to the B, so he's not such a big deal, but having the option to go to the box is nice, but there's the Ash charge from underneath, and LMs will down and finish Snake off. So they do keep the trades going. It is one-man advantage still for Playing Ducks. Panics at this front edge, grenades on in. That's going to take out the barbed wire and any other surprises waiting out underneath. Jarvis just gets up the top of the staircase. He's running around that corridor, peeks out the front, does get down from behind. And there's a man on his drone behind that box of bricks. An enemy gets the kill onto Jarvis. This is looking good then for Playing Ducks. They are pushing far closer. They're not using the red brick pressure. They're not doing it from a distance, but they are picking up the kills all the same. Enemy comes in, punishes Avian for missing so many shots there prone on the stairs, and now K9 has to find 4. Sprayed through the sealed wall toward the window. Does get a good kill onto LMs as he was vaulting on in. Now Zeronic's there, and he gets him too as the wall wasn't properly open. Enemy in the corridor takes even more from K9, and he's not taken anything in return yet. Enemy firing through to do some damage on return. K9's finally taken some punishment, and Panics is now planting the diffuser inside B. Enemy has finally situated himself and is now watching the door and watching the rotate. Panics looking at the window, pre-fires the door, does K9. Enemy tucks his head back in. K9's got across the gap now, heads towards connector. Panics is going to hear that, is watching this direction. The pre-fire's there, the grenade will come in to push him back. Enemy at the doorway does just get spotted, peeks on out, pre-fire, good down, K9 gets one, only needs one more, thinks he's outside, does go on out, he's not there, now he's just detected. This is free now for Panics, easy peasy.
So unfortunately, no Valkyrie cams in B site for Most Wanted, and that caused him to have a little bit of a misguess there, I suppose, thinking that the last player was out on the balcony. It was entirely possible he could have clutched that going up against Capitao there. But it was a nice try from K9. It shouldn't have been as close as it got, though. We have to attribute the fact that it was a 1 versus 4, I believe, to the fact that there was no Jaeger device, I suppose. One main thing is there was no Jaeger device underneath the B bomb site, which allowed Ash to just go ahead and open up underneath them.
Protect your bombs from being defused
So,
by
Pick
attackers.
off that player.
Yeah. Upstairs again, go Playing Ducks. They did not hold this site first time over. They were destroyed. Only one player even got a kill. Alems picked up the one and only kill for the defending team on this floor last time over. They were picked apart from that red brick roof. Now, for their defense, they are dropping the pulse. They're
Picking up a
bringing in a
castle.
castle.
Are they putting it on the right windows?
It looks so.
Yeah.
That was on the north window.
10 seconds to go.
Yeah.
No,
It's kind of interesting what they're doing here. It makes sense. They're trying to create a little safe haven in
inside server desk.
yeah, and
Or control desk.
interestingly, Most Wanted doesn't have an Ash, so it's going to be kind of difficult. They're going to have to lug nades up there to open it up.
Yeah, blood nades. Okay, we'll see if they can make it count. But either way, that wall is still open. Those windows will stay openable, and Snake picked up multiple kills from firing across that roof. He could do the same thing again. Alems is now going for that aggressive early peek, following in the footsteps of Six
It
Catra.
hasn't worked for anyone yet.
No, but this is the same thing Six Catra did. He does it every now and again, random windows, random
Yeah.
FP5 shots. If it works, great. If it doesn't, you're safe, you know? It wasn't a crazy aggressive one, wasn't a silly one. And he doesn't hang around too long, so gets away. Here's those windows shot open again. Now K9 doing this one. He's got more teammates over on this roof. Panic's in the connector, doesn't realize how close he is to death right now. There's the movement, but actually K9 didn't see it. Panic's lives to fight another day. Shooting open the windows below, that's going to allow more grenades to be thrown up underneath, anything towards box, anything towards the back of the site again. But this time Playing Ducks are doing a much better job of keeping their heads in and keeping themselves hidden from this pressure. Here we go. Snake up onto the west windows themselves. Will sledge open the one at the back edge. Gets himself down to safety. They've got the bridge covered. They know there's no aggressive peeks coming that way. They've got bricks covered. There's no one peeking out the front. Avian's in model to cover it. LM still at that back edge. He's now cautious. Two people up in those windows now. Slash and the sledge. Firebolting in the back of the room. Both were used, and LM's has dodged away and survived both. Took a little bit of damage, but nothing
He's got
serious.
a lot of options here, especially after those Captel bullets missed him. And he has his, whoa.
Slash sees him stand up. Slash kills him off. So, unlucky with the prone rotate. Enemy's now looking to peek on out. Just about misses Slash. Enemy right in here now. With the box. Drops down through. Avian was underneath him. Free kill again. And it looked good for P-Ducks to begin with. They had their positions held firm. Their positions were locked and weren't being picked off. But every time they step an inch out from where it was, someone is there waiting for him from Most Wanted. And now Meepy has to go 1v5. The shots were rattling through the wall already, and Avian will clean him out ultimately to give the round over to Most Wanted. It's not a flashy round. It's a cool, calm, and patient round. But it is a convincing win.
They just got the picks that they needed and were allowed to push right on into the site. There wasn't a whole lot. They put their castle barricades in interesting positions. They tried to have it so their player in monitors could stay in monitors, but then he exposed himself, almost like he wasn't thinking about the fact that he has people looking through every single window. It was really interesting the way he played that. If he had sat next to his castle barricade, or at least closer on the east side of the building, no, wait, was it north side of the building?
North side's up by the boat.
Yeah, so well, whatever the case, if he had sat next to his castle barricade, he would have been able to survive that and hold the A-bomb site instead of getting picked off.
Yeah. Either way, though, Most Wanted also did not hold this site very well.
Nope.
So, it's Playing Ducks' turn to try and do a similar thing again. The defending roster for Most Wanted is the same 5 operators. So, they are happy with that setup. They're not changing anything there.
Yeah, it was the west
They're
side.
going to play it differently.
But yeah, no, it's interesting that Playing Ducks attacks B instead of A, for me personally. That's kind of not typical for a Canal strat, at least not in North America. I would say a lot of the European attack strat, well, what is he trying to do?
Jump outside and throw a
Throw
camera.
a camera,
on this
yeah.
dish behind him. Oh no, he's doing it on the window, the lamppost. Okay.
Nice. A lot of the North American strat depends on opening up all of the windows on A, sticking somebody on red roof, and getting all those picks and holding that with cover fire. Whereas the European strat seems to rely on getting rid of the guy who's holding the pixel spot in B and just pushing in through the windows. And you can counter the European strat by simply putting a Jaeger device in the kitchen, opening up a hole, and then putting the Jaeger device behind you in B, and allowing the Jaeger device to shoot the grenade as it's coming up underneath you. And then, or just playing somebody ready to run out of garage. There's a lot of options there. So we'll see if Most Wanted employs one of those this time.
Oh, wow.
That's some aggressive
Panic's
play.
jumping in to try and kill off Jarvis and gets away with it because Slash was preoccupied inside B. Also note, by the way, they did put a Valve camera inside the B bomb site this time over, so they're not going to be caught by that same mistake again. Drone's coming up now. Panic's got back out safely, doesn't take any serious damage. Doronic is the one that the Valk was firing at. Didn't take anything too dangerous. And Avian now has rotated across to Red Brick Building. He's got an ump with a hollow sight. We've seen more impressive shots pulled off, so we'll see if he can do this. But right now he's just punching windows for fear. Panic's taking down Snake inside the corridor and inside B. He's firing now more in as Meepy picks off K9 in that very tight angle in towards the control desk room as well. Slash is tucked in on top of that trapdoor. I don't know why Captain hasn't firebolted it yet, unless they've lost track of her and don't realize that's where she's sitting. Because right now, Blackbeard is covering the stairs and that's everything they need. One comes up, Avian peeks afterwards. Neither of them taking anything serious, but there's Slash peeking out, and now we kill onto Blackbeard. Now underneath him he's picked off, and now they pick him off from outside the windows. Jarvis is the last man up as enemy is taken off Avian. Jarvis in connector does take down Panics while he's firing that Capital Bolt straight at his face. The fuse is still outside, but there's 3 men left up here for the attacking team. Jarvis in connector has to kill all 3. Or hold them off for a minute. Thermite, Meepy was out on the balcony. Enemy has now come up to join them. LMs is close by. They've got a minute to plan their assault against 1 man. LMs is droning to try and find him. Sees him now at the back of those control desks. Knows that they can go on in. Meepy heads around to the server window. Enemy leads the way in. Looking towards the corridor. LMs is a bit late. And he gets picked off for it. It's the first of 3 for Jarvis. The plant, however, is going to go through. There's a camera inside the site now this time. I don't know if they found it yet, so he has more knowledge than they did last time over, but he has 2 people to kill instead. Sees Meepy behind the bomb, aims a bit high, does tuck away as the next shots come through. Now the back of the room, enemy misses the next one, but goes prone just at the right time. Jarvis is down, and it's another attack win on Canal top floor.
And you saw there, they didn't even try to go for the grenade underneath. They just forced their way in through the windows, and nobody was able to stop them. Now you're seeing the truest contrast of metas coming from 2 different regions of the world. You see EU, they're attacking B every single round, and whereas North America are doing the opposite, they're attacking A every single round. And it's working for both of them. They don't really have a strat to defend against the way that they're playing. So the round is in the hand of the person with the initiative, and the team with the initiative is the attacking team.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
So, Flying Ducks changing their defense up again. They're bringing Mute into the table instead of a Jaeger this time.
They're doing all the things.
Yeah, so no anti-grenades. They're still bringing Castle. He is still planting his barricades at the back of the server desk.
One more back here.
Further at the back.
They didn't really help last time.
No, but notice he didn't put it in that spot last time. Maybe that means that whoever's going to play there this time is going to play
a little bit more
to the
emphasis
west,
on that, yeah.
which is where you asked him to be. But this time, there's no ADSs. Therefore, once they open up that window from the back edge, the one they sledged last time, a grenade can come up and in there and kill him out from that spot anyway.
Yeah. We'll find out. They, again, do not have an Ash. They will have to rely on grenades to open those windows since you cannot repel on that.
Yeah. So maybe that's the saving grace. We'll wait and see. But either way, the attack is shaping up. Once again, very quickly over to Red Brick Building. Snake and Avian not wasting any time getting there. Snake opens up one window and then fires down towards Model from as far a range as possible before heading back to open up all these windows with his team.
They're playing it pretty much the same exact way they've been playing it this whole time. We've seen every single round so far that has transpired be almost carbon copies of each other. A little bit of variation here and there, but for the most part, North America, they're attacking the A bomb site. Europe, they're attacking the B bomb site. And it works for everyone every time. Yeah. We'll see if Playing Ducks can throw a wrench in the works and win a defense here.
Avian still watching the bridge. There's those grenades going up. They did tag enemy a little bit, I believe. Heard a yell while he was inside. Another grenade goes over. Panics is right. Oh, it kills him. He's on the inside of the castle barricade. It was timed perfectly to kill the barricade, and then it kills Panics waiting in the back of the room.
By the way, that's why you bring a rook.
Yeah. Yep, grenade would have just downed him if there was a Rook on the team. Now the grenade comes in, Zeronic darts away from that one at the last possible second. Doesn't take any damage. Gonna make a C4 hole into the floor below. Not too sure what that was because LMs is already
They
down
have a
here.
lot of players invested in holding the basement right
Yeah.
now.
Like that C4, the only thing I think it was is when LMs gets pushed back, it's there to kill the man that chases
That's exactly
him,
what
but
it is. Well, no, he can shoot through it now. He opened up a hole for himself to shoot the guy running through the doors, I assume. Must be.
Does mean he can shoot down, but LMs has to leave basement first because otherwise LMs will just kill him.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, it's there to cover and trade out LMs if he has to move, but none of the attack is coming that way until LMs peeks out and kills Snake. Then he looks back the other way. Now LMs will fall back and go up. So now that holds possible, but Zeronic has run away from it himself now. He's heading upstairs. Thermite is inside the box and is firing through the corridor. The diffuser's out there with him. It's 4v4 with 50 seconds to go. Meepy taken very, very low and finished off by Slash. LM still hasn't got a lot of health. That was Meepy rotating to the back of the control desks and Slash repelling on the north windows. He peeks into Connector and does dance his shots around the Valkyrie, who survives it and heads towards the desks. She's looking to peek up and pre-fire, but the window's not properly open and it's an easy kill for Slash. She's downed, but nothing they can do to get her back up, so she's basically out of the game. LMs has no health. There's her finished off. Zeronic is now running around below with no C4 and no health. No, sorry, no C4 and no help. LM's pinned inside smoke as the plant goes down. He's helpless. It goes off.
This round is over. K9 sitting on red buildings. There's no way he's going to let that go.
Avian has that shield in front of all those bullets. There's K9 getting the kill as Zeronic tries to come up the staircase. And once again, another successful attack onto the A-bomb site by the North American team.
And that was a really, I have to say it. You have to give it to Playing Ducks. They made a really, really good adaptation. They saw the way that MW was attacking every single round, and they're like, okay, how can we counter that? We'll put someone to run out from Garage. And MW, because they were not holding Garage, they didn't have a Claymore on the door, they did no investment at all in holding that. They were allowed to just simply run out and kill them. And it was a nice try, but in the end, it wasn't enough.
I also think 2 punches onto that north window. The one which Slash got those kills through, killed Meepy, killed the first guy through after the grenade. 2 punches on the bottom, so that the third one would just opened it.
Yeah.
Could have saved the attackers too. The reason they couldn't kill him when he's repelling is that they couldn't see properly out there. They didn't know where exactly he's sitting. He gets a perfect angle. It's a really easy kill for him through that barricade.
Absolutely.
If they'd have just prepped that with 2 punches, they'd have had a better chance of winning that firefight. Not guaranteed, but better chance.
And now, still on the top server monitors bomb site, one we've been seeing everyone defend so far. I'm curious to see if somebody can win a defense. Is Most Wanted going? I think the first team who's going to win a defense up here, or at least switch it up and go into maps, and then win there, might be the one to take it.
5 seconds remaining.
Interesting that Jarvis is early roaming right now. Usually you'd see teams, if they're going to roam in red, they'll do it a little bit late. As we saw with Avian playing Castle, he went over there just to scare them.
Yeah, that's true, but he does dart back now, so it's safe. He was also spraying just through sealed doors and through windows. Maybe get a lucky headshot on someone sprinting across a car park or something. Didn't work out. Now they're cautious of these closed and open windows upstairs as well. Back obviously came out of that one through a camera again, didn't kill it off, so they look straight for it.
And Playing Ducks, they're setting up for their A take now, or sorry, their B take rather. This is one they've been doing every single round.
Snake playing closer with the heartbeat sensor and the shotgun this time around though.
See, this
Maybe
is their
that's the
adaptation.
adaptation. Yeah, that's the adaptation that Most Wanted need. They had Slash there with the shotgun, but he was, blindly trying to fire it, didn't know how many was there, got the Blackbeard, but then was punished off. If the heartbeat sensor can give that information over, maybe they can be a bit more influential.
Both teams are trying to do different things on their defense to try and mix it up and win a defensive round, but so far they haven't been successful.
Attackers have located a bomb.
Especially as the heartbeat sensor pulse has just had to fall back into the site and run away. Slash does the same thing as he gets droned out from his very aggressive spot underneath the window. Snake now comes up to it, tries to aggressively peek again, does so, and gets downed by Panics. Double kill for him.
Yeah.
Once again, the attackers on this balcony are just winning every firefight because these aggressive peeks are what's needed by Most Wanted. They can't just sit in corners because of the Capitao balls, because of the grenades from underneath. They have to aggressively peek, and they are losing every fight they try it.
Yeah, really what needs to be happening here for Most Wanted is, I understand you have put a pulse in the windows. That's not what you need to do though. Just put a Jaeger device in the freaking kitchen and sit behind the server in B. That's how you hold B. All they have to do is that. And then, or if they're destroying your Jaeger device, okay, play somebody underneath, Do something to stop them from getting you out of the site instead of just trying to play more aggressive onto the balcony. They're going to be ready for that.
Avian is now downstairs still, so maybe he can do something from that. He's checking the window and unaware.
Actually, him being downstairs with a shotgun, they do probably still have a camera in B site. He's going to be able to stop anyone from planting because, again, the B bomb site floor is completely destructible.
That's the idea. The shotguns are coming up under the window, but he's let them into the room. The trapdoor is open too, so he's got to be aware of then dropping onto him for that if he pays too much attention. But he gets a good kill onto Panics up through it. It's not the man with the diffuser though. He's now spraying behind the bomb if the plant's there. It's not. They didn't have a camera in, or they couldn't see the plant anyway. So they do get it down, and Meepy then kills Jarvis afterwards. Now Avian has to come upstairs. It's going to be 3 rounds to 3. Enemy's got him locked at this end.
Nobody can win defense.
And nobody can win a defensive round on this top floor.
Are we going to see now Playing Ducks? Are they going to be the ones to go either brick or maps? Somebody's got to switch it up at some point. Nobody's going to keep bashing their head against this site.
I would expect it to be the North American team. They're the ones that are meant to be practiced on this. They're the ones that meant to have the strategies for this site. This is meant to be their go-to.
They've never had to deal with this kind of a B take before. No North American team.
So don't
does.
deal with it. Switch to another bomb
Yeah,
site.
that's what I'm
Be
thinking
confident
too, yeah.
in your play on that site. So just go there. Be the ones to make that move.
It's really interesting.
They are. Playing Ducks are doing.
Yeah, it's Playing Ducks, of course.
Attackers need to
So
locate
6
and
rounds
defuse
into
the
this map, and finally, we are watching anything other than Monitor's server. Took a while.
Yeah. So, here's the most wanted strategy for this map. As well thought out, planned, and executed as their strategies for upstairs.
We'll see.
I feel it's not as easy to be versatile when attacking this map.
It definitely... well, this particular site, you mean?
Yeah.
No, you're right. You're definitely right. Now, it's interesting. They opened up one of the monitor drops, which means they're going to be playing someone in monitors. The last time I saw Most Wanted attack on this particular map, and they chose to... What they would do is they would try and take monitors. They would open up the drop, and then they would attack from the west windows and apply pressure through there and just get the bomb plant behind the desk. Have somebody also in the basement the whole time, preferably a buck to apply pressure there.
I'm interested by that hole that Enemy just made. It doesn't look big enough to safely throw like a C4 or anything through.
It's probably just a split room camera hole. So you can
But
see
he
2 rooms.
then didn't do it. That's what I thought it was going to be. And then he ran and threw the camera straight up above the fridge and could only see one room. He can only see the kitchen from the camera.
Maybe you can see something through the hole. I'm sure there's like a specific
Maybe,
thing.
yeah, someone upstairs can maybe get an angle down through it or something. Like
I don't
that's-
know.
I'm waiting to see what it is, but it immediately wasn't obvious. That's my point. So we'll see. Avian back over here now in red, looking towards that corridor, looking towards model. Nobody there, but he's got it covered in case they try and rotate. His Panic's upstairs.
He's playing a lot of
Barricade
players.
himself
Or
out.
investing a lot, rather, in their upstairs hold, which makes sense to a degree. I think it's just one guy, but they also have that drop open, which is going to save Most Wanted a lot of time once they take control of it.
Yeah, but it's the A drop, which doesn't actually open up that many angles towards the bomb site below. And if you drop through it, it's pretty easy to shoot the man. So, of the 2
You're right,
drops up
but
there,
if you get someone on the west windows, you deny that close angle.
Of course, it's a
then
risk.
it's just like, yeah, you go in and you plant, so you don't have to bother with the repel animation, which is basically a death trap.
Zeronic takes a little bit of damage from that grenade below, but isn't too worried about it. Next one's going to come up through, and he's going to go to the room.
Ooh.
Oh, he survives it. That's a
Barely.
big deal, but can he stay? No. He doesn't move after the hole is made, and he loses his life to Snake's AR instead. So they do lose out that Jaeger. That's one of the people that's holding that A side. You see, there you go. Slashes on that window. Doesn't need to repel in.
But they haven't
if
established
can take
control of the
floor
drop.
above. But yes, they haven't yet.
It looks like they're going to maybe just try and go in through the windows, which is going to be ill-advised, given that they don't have control yet. Yeah.
And again, this thermite charge may help them get control. They may push
There we go.
away in a moment.
Maybe they'll just try and hold it from outside, so as to not risk it. We'll find out.
Panics has fallen back into the staircase, so at the very
Nope.
least it's pushed him away. Jarvis has the diffuser here too, so with 50 seconds on the clock, if he goes in upstairs, if he's the man to go first and loses that diffuser, it could be damaging. He does drop down through the hole and Panics follows to kill him. Panics actually gets away from Avian as well in model. This is big. Panics hasn't lost a lot of health and is now tucked inside here. Snake drops through and actually gets the kill onto Meepy. Panics is now firing with 2 people inside the control security room. Does fall down to K9. LMs gets the kill onto Snake before Slash trades him straight back again. Enemies now flanked around behind. Do they know about this? Slash is coming through. Is he watching the right angle? Don't expose yourself. Don't expose yourself to Slash. Come on through. There's the Blackbeard. Takes him down. Can he stop the planter? He does stop the planter and he stays alive. Slash doesn't have a lot of health. The C4 might be enough. Doesn't go far enough. Slash is very low on health, but the plant did go through. Slash comes around the corner and sees it. The Desert Eagle's up. Cannot get the shot in time.
I don't think he knows how close that was.
No.
I don't. That
If he'd
Capitao
have
was
kept his
so lit.
shotgun out.
One shotgun blast.
Yeah,
and
I
he
don't
would have been down.
If he knew what Slash's health was on, the shotgun would have been enough, but shotgun through the table would have been enough.
That was a really, really well played, almost clutch by Enemy.
Yeah, he nearly played that perfectly. He just lacked that little bit of information about Capitao.
And now finally we are on match point. And
But again, it's been with an attack win every time. This is the first time we've seen
But they're going
the most
kitchen.
wanted kitchen pitch record,
Yeah.
so it might be the change-up it needs. Will it be what PDX take? But so far, it has still been an attack win.
can
every
somebody win a
site.
defense round, please? I want to see a defense round.
Defenders, protect your bombs.
We'll find
from
out in a
being
moment.
defused by attackers.
This used to be Most Wanted's preferred site, so we'll find out if it works for them here, or if it's going to go the same exact way that it's been going this entire match. Attack, 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 attack.
Avian opens up those two windows, hasn't sealed them, could be waiting for Vault cameras to go out them. Snake now heads behind the A bomb to make kill holes down through the floor in towards the bomb site below, in towards the garage below.
Attackers have located
Slash
the
is
bomb.
down there planting cameras at the moment.
New cameras
K9 up top floor, reinforcing the box, reinforcing both trapdoors as well.
I don't think they're going to try investing any resources upstairs. I think they're rather just going to try and hold the site hard. Maybe a little bit of pressure down into basement to deny them the nades that they were utilizing that last round, but we'll find out.
So, Vault hole made through here, so not the smoothest of movement. Maybe slows down any fast rotates. Final camera out too, and here come the drones for Playing Ducks. Remember, if Most Wanted win this, we are on a double North American final.
The attackers bomb
Yep.
diffuser
Playing Ducks win this, our all 3 rounds have headed to overtime.
It's, well, judging on the rest of this match, it's Playing Ducks are slotted to win this. I mean, everybody's been winning attack, and it just seems to be going that way, but Most Wanted are defending kitchen, which we have never seen Playing Ducks attack yet. So it's entirely possible that, oh, I don't think they expected that. That castle barricade is going to make one of the Playing Ducks operators use some of their utility there. That's very well spent castle.
Could have used Sledge, he wasn't that far away, but they wanted to go with the speed, so they used the Ash Charge.
Yep.
That's that out of the picture. Panics now pushes in this way, checks for cameras as the flashbangs go off behind him in the corridor. Snake's on that window, is ready for that Sledge to open up, but Sledge was ducked away and hidden quickly afterwards. K9, however, finishes enemy off as he comes up to try and finish that guy off. Nice trade. Back and forth. All right, you're going to peek in here, we're going to pick aggressive, you're going to try and kill him as he runs away, and I'm ready there to punish you. So that's a good first kill for the defending Most Wanted team.
And we're seeing opposites again. They're trying to attack kitchen, whereas Most Wanted attacked the other side.
Upstairs and A,
Yeah.
They did everything from red brick and repelling on that wall. But right now, I've got to put this towards Most Wanted. This site is far easier to hold. It's far tighter. It's far easier to trade.
And they
kills
already
back and
have the
forth.
man advantage.
And they have the man advantage, exactly. Back of the room, there is a Jaeger downed by LMs, but not finished off. LMs peeks in to finish him this time, and Snake C4s LMs straight back afterwards. Still with that man advantage. These are the trades that they need. Thermite charges going off on the roof above. Now he realizes, oh, I could shoot that.
Oopsie.
A bit late, but it forces him to move in the corridor. Panics now firing in towards the site. Takes down K9. Another kill from Meepy onto Slash, but inside from the far end, they don't land the shots. Meepy gets the down again onto Snake, and it is now all on Avian to trade it back. He sees the black bit out on the window, has to go in towards the main site, and an attacker win with Meepy on a triple kill. Takes us to overtime.
Oh boy.
Playing Ducks Most Wanted. These teams both want this so badly.
Nobody can win defense. It seems almost as if the sites that they're defending, they're polar opposites. The way they're defending, what they're defending against, and the way that each team is attacking. They are in completely different metas from completely different regions in the greatest sense of the word. You know, in the greatest essence, Europe and North America here are competing on a canal. And it's really great to see. But I would also like to see an upset. I would like to see somebody win a defensive
Attackers
round.
need to locate
Yes.
and defuse as many
I
bombs.
mean, from the way this game has played out, that defensive round will decide this game.
Yeah,
You win it, you win the map. But
we'll find out. Playing
back
Duck's going
onto
to
the
be...
top floor. Playing Ducks are defending it.
Yep.
They've gone back to their original setup. They've got the Pulse back in. They've got the Rook back in.
You have to wonder if they've learned their lesson from playing against so many of Most Wanted's attacks upstairs. I think 3 total.
All right.
This is an interesting
Going for
spawn
an
peek.
aggressive spawn peek from Zeronic, or at least a late peek.
10 seconds to go.
Opens up the connecting hole.
5 seconds to
Staying
insertion.
behind, again with no protection. Looks down that back angle. It's ready for what's coming. Are they going to be ready for him? He hasn't peeked this at any point before. This is not a window he has used. Are they going to be aware of it? Are they going to be paying attention enough? Up onto the red brick building again goes Snake. Sprays across the corridor in case anyone's late rotating back. Anyone on the bridge still. It's not going to be the case. And then starts to spray in through that gap again. It's where he got that early kill last round. It's that predictable spot that he just one-taps again and again. But Playing Ducks have learned that lesson at least. They're not there anymore.
Not exposing themselves to Snake Nade on the red roof. Or K9 for that matter. But then the question is, how are they going to deny the plants? If they can open up the box, get those smokes down, plant behind desk or plant behind monitors, what are they going to do to stop them?
Opened up all those windows again.
If they
Ducks, they've moved their rook away from the desk. Zeronic's now trying to fire back.
Ooh,
at
that's
this window
dangerous.
to K9. Does make it count. EMPs go on in. Panix is downstairs with LMs now as well, by the way. He's not trying to bandage hug, he's not trying to play inside the box. Oh, Slash is right here on the garage door.
Did he notice him?
LMs just missed it. They see the other. LMs misses the shots and now he sprints straight away to safety.
Located a bomb.
Came close to oblivion, each of them. Avian there's at the bridge, he pre-fires it. Avian gets the damage down onto Bandit. But again, he's alive and he's safe and he's out. Up to the top floor. Grenade comes in, doesn't bounce correctly, and this time it won't get the man on the stairs. This time that one goes on through. And it doesn't touch enemy. It blows up too aggressively at the top of the stairs. Enemy's still prone on that staircase and alive. He's checking cameras. Minute 15, a lot of utility has gone here for playing for Most Wanted. Zeronic's back at the desks at the far end, peeking across the red roof and is safe. Jarvis opens up the wall and is looking towards the corridor. He's now there in case anyone peeks on in. But the shots are coming through and across from server. Zeronic's taking out K9. 57 seconds on the clock and defense actually have an upper hand inside this site. More shots coming through as LM takes down Snake. Jarvis cannot figure out where he's getting shot from. Enemy's still up close, so he's going to smoke it instead.
Is this the first defense?
C4 comes off. LM's is low from that trade earlier. Zeronic's taking a bit of damage, but is alive. MEP upstairs inside B is currently inactive. Drones come in to find Zeronic, but they already knew he was there. It's just confirming current information. The diffuser was actually downed on the other roof. That was the kill that Zeronic got. They've got 29 seconds, they've got to go and get it, and they've got 5 people to kill. Jarvis has no health whatsoever. Avian is very, very slow unless he moves himself around. He's pushed in, he's inside the A site now, and Slash is over on the red brick repelling. Sorry, the west was repelling. Zeronic comes at the backside, is faced off by Avian, but he gets the kill from that range, very point blank. In through the window comes Slash, but Panix has killed off Jarvis. Slash is alone, and finally we get a defense win. Playing Ducks, have they broken the deadlock? Is this round putting them through to final?
I think that might be the match. Winning that defensive round, now we have to see if Most Wanted are going to be able to put up a fight on their defense, which they have been dealing with something that they've never dealt with before, constant B takes upstairs, and then constant kitchen takes downstairs. We'll just find out if they can adapt the way that Playing Ducks has.
So, Most Wanted have faced the same defense every time, same attack every time. They also faced the same defense they just lost to right at the start of the game.
You know what it was? Is they were losing their engagements from Red Brick. They were winning. They had been winning their engagements on Red Brick the whole time, getting those picks that were entirely necessary.
Gone downstairs.
And they just lost them. That makes sense that they went downstairs. And they had a closer round of it. I mean, every other round they've been trying to defend B unsuccessfully, and here, now they have a chance. They actually were, I think they would have said they were going to win that round.
Something they haven't seen here is what do Playing Ducks do if they want to attack the A side.
Yeah.
Playing Ducks have a round of safety here. They have a buffer.
Yeah, they have an
They
option.
could do something that Most Wanted have never seen. Could throw them off, completely upend it. But does that then risk having to go and do another defensive round themselves?
We'll find out. Snake Nade looks like he might actually be roaming, or no, he's just trying to distract them.
Yeah, just making more holes, more things to be aware of on the peak.
Boo.
And then back off. They have that rotate, that vault hole again in the back of security. And again, slow, cautious pushes towards the building from LMs. Last time around, he did get that lucky peek kill onto one overly aggressive member of Most Wanted. It's not there this time.
Window is once again castle barricaded. He's cautious for more cameras, he's unaware of where they might be, and is looking to the door. Sees that it's sealed, and that means him safe to Ash charge that open. Right inside it, Avian actually takes a bit of damage from that charge. Hasn't peeked out just yet. Drones are still edging their way through the building, checking the floors above first, and enemies still cautious about leaving spawn because of these walls that Snake opened up right at the start of the prep phase, or the end of the prep phase rather. He's making his way across, but he's cautious of each one. And upstairs, Slash is there, Jarvis is there. And they are holding firm. Avian right underneath this window. Has no trophy systems there. If he gets droned and grenaded, there's not much he can do about it. But he's playing aggressively and playing confidently. Playing Ducks looking to put a focus onto the top floor take first time around. Yes, they went aggressively into B before, but they did it with ignoring this floor because they knew it was clear. This time Most wanted to put players up there, so they're going to actually do something about it. Looking towards that.
They have a camera outside, must be.
Yeah, it must do somewhere. Jarvis kills off the drone that's coming his way. They head on down, and Blackbeard is taken out by that man probed under the window. He does then peek down the other way, but he's grabbed two before Panics kills him. It's a great position from Avian once again. Inside the stairwell, Slash peeks to that same window. Snake now right inside the kitchen, covering that same window. Enemy is lacking a lot of health because of it. The heartbeat sensor shows him where Panics is. Panics is on the reload. He comes around, he sees two. Meepy will go low, but does get the kill.
Two low players now on Playing Ducks.
But enemy grabs Slash at the same time, so it is 2v2, but a lot more health here for Jarvis and K9. Jarvis is still upstairs though. K9 is at the back of B. 57 seconds is a fair amount of time. Enemy sledges open the window. The rappel is still on sight. The grenades are going to come up and over. Trophy system's already still there though. Jarvis come a bit more down onto the staircase. Enemy and Meepy coming the same corridor. With their health being so low, it's an easy double kill for Jarvis with a little bit of lucky RNG. They're looking to go inside. They change their mind and back away a bit now they see the corridor. Enemy going to peek it. Drone from him from Meepy, I'd imagine. They go on around and still think about it. 25 seconds. K9 still tucked in the back of the site. Jarvis is close by and is now on the same floor. Meepy uses his thermite charge up top. Jarvis is watching the doorway from one angle. K9's watching it from another angle. He has to come through there now. 10 seconds on the clock. Meepy's the man with the diffuser. Enemy is keeping them busy up this end. Meepy drops on in, is immediately finished off. K9 gets the second kill onto enemy as well. And so we thought the deadlock was broken, but no, Most Wanted can win defense as well.
The defense is answered with another defense. Now it's 5-5.
Like Chalet, it's down to the final
but guess who's attacking?
Round.
Most Wanted.
Most Wanted are attacking.
They have the advantage here. If they can just win the engagement that they lost earlier on that last, on the attack that they lost.
They're downstairs again now. They have to be because they lost upstairs.
Yeah.
Thus, they won this attack. It came down as well to a 3v1 clutch from enemy, which to be fair, if it comes down to a 3v1 again, the chances of him getting those two kills are very low. Like, you don't want to be in a 3v1. That should never be your strategy.
We'll see if they mix it up.
Yeah, Most Wanted are going to be confident with going into this. They already had the better attack. If they can just pay a little bit more attention to their last couple of seconds. But did Playing Ducks learn from it? Are they going to be better? Are they going to put themselves into that position where enemy has to clutch? I doubt it.
They have been putting in adaptions, but very little adaptions. Little small things here and there to try and counter the way that Most Wanted has been playing. And it's the same in the contrast. Most Wanted have been doing the same exact thing. But no one's made a seriously dedicated transition into another strat. And we'll be interested to see if Playing Ducks can manage to pull that off, or if they're just going to win with enemy getting a 3K at the end of the round.
So, further towards Red Brick once again, Slash and Snake go. Avian's already up top as the push comes over.
It's interesting that they don't have a buck. They know that they had to be on second floor, and I would imagine that they would want to open up as much as they can from garage.
Grenade coming up to this window again, right to the back edge this time. Doesn't kill anyone, but does open it up. The drone will bounce in. Gets killed off immediately. Zaronic gets spotted out. Next grenade's going to go up in that angle, but no, he's moved. He's playing smart enough for that. Second grenade down. Snake now down by Garage. Does have Slash here to cover, but Slash is going to start repelling. They are confident that there's no one down on that floor. Up to the top edge. These windows are open. K9 kills off LMs. It's a good start for the attacking team. The Bandit taken out from a distance using that F2. Jarvis now drones by the box. Sees Zaronic tucked on in here. Slash Has those Capital bolts to try and shift him and can keep an eye on him. Drops down through the trapdoor though to security room. Avian will kill him off when he falls through there.
And that was a 3v5.
Good for Most Wanted. 3v5. Most Wanted on attack. K9 pushing in up top. Batteries are killed off. There's another man up in server and the sprays are coming through the wall to try and control him. It's Panics. And he drops down in towards Kitchen as well. So everyone's falling back here now for playing Ducks. But with 3v5, the control of this A site, control of this front edge of the map is going heavily into Most Wanted's favor. And what do Playing Ducks have in mind to take it back? They do have enemy lying straight under the bomb. This is a predictable nade spot from underneath in some situations, but it's not somewhere they've sat before. It's not somewhere that's been droned, so he is safe at the moment. Jarvis is going to blow the trapdoor above him. But again, it's not an easy place to look at. It's not an easy place to predict. It's not an easy place to pre-fire. He ducks up. He's got a man on the window right next to him, so he cannot move from here anymore. Waiting for the drop. Ducks away. The man on the window has moved. Snake, he just sees his backside, and Snake actually doesn't manage to pick up the kill. Avian's now inside security, and he comes around the corner with his shotgun in hand. Cannot finish him off. Enemy goes down. Finished off with the Desert Eagle by Avian. Meepy and Panics now have to find 5 as 2. Snake firing through the windows. Meepy gets 1 onto Slash. Gets Avian down now too. Snake still in the window. K9's in the room behind with the plant. Pokeballs go out towards the back of the room. Snake still repelling. Flick across from Meepy. Meepy takes the kill onto Jarvis.
2 versus
Panics
2.
has not got a lot of health. Meepy could go into security. He's coming back to try and help on this end. Snake still in the window. Smoke grenades goes out. This is going to be good to delay the plant.
15
Smoke
seconds.
are holding them off. 15 seconds. Panics has just got to stay alive for a bit longer. Panics gets the kill onto K9. Are Playing Ducks going to...
Oh
yes,
my
they
gosh.
are! Meepy with a smoke takes Playing Ducks through to the finals. 2v5. Playing Ducks hold on. Meepy and Panics doing the unthinkable.